And we're live! Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones wherever you might be, and welcome back to the Mass Effect Trilogy. Hello Ladavi, yes you do have an emote, I just got that added. Because apparently I have subscribers, so subscriber perks should be a thing. Immediate interaction, that's what Saturday is apparently. Anyway. Yes, welcome back to Mass Effect 3, Part 2. Mass Effect 3, Part 2. That would have been slicker had I practiced it at all. I did not. So yes, we're on the final game of the trilogy. Those of you who were last time will remember that we look different on account of the new lighting engine. And the Reapers are here. And there's a war. And Earth is mostly on fire. So that's fun. But we have just been introduced to the same as before but new and improved Normandy. So I think today we're going to go on a little tour. Use combat rolls to quickly get in and out of cover because we added them so you can bloody use them. It's the ship. It looks smoother on account of the new lighting. Do we have any emails or did we read all of them? We read all of them. So first stop, let's talk to Sam Trainer.
Can I help you, Commander?
Who is the new Kelly? Except this time she is a real romance option. I feel that's going to be our real, like screw the ending. Our real choice in this is going to be stick with Liara or go with the first actual canonical lesbian character they've put in this game.
Where are you from originally?
A colony in the Terminus systems, actually. Though I studied on Earth, at Oxford. My parents were from London. They loved Earth, but they wanted the freedom a colony life could offer. Even if that freedom has its share of danger. If I recall correctly, you grew up on Mindwar.
Yeah, thanks for just going straight into my past trauma.
Given what happened to Earth, I don't think we can count on anywhere being safe right now.
Quite true, Commander.
Carry on, Specialist.
Yes, this is the first game where they added actually canonically exclusively queer characters. Here's the airlock, which we can't go out of because I'm pretty sure we're in space. And the cockpit, which now looks even shinier and doesn't have a big floating tech ball there. Joker, how you doing? Still casually fascist if they give you stuff?
Hey, Commander. You know, I had my doubts about the Council. But after years of ignoring your warnings, they're finally willing to step up and tell you they just can't help.
They're doing everything they can.
Did they at least validate our parking? Well, let me know if you want me to get them on the channel and then hang up on them. You know, for old time's sake.
Yep, still kind of a dick. Got it. Run button that actually does something.
Commander.
Wait, I can talk to you? Okay, I can't talk to you, but I can press a button to make you salute. Here we have the tech labs. Yes, well-known fact, we invented queer people in 2012, it's true. Here we have the briefing room, which is in the middle of a hallway now because we've moved everything around. For the tech labs and the war room. This is the war room where we can consult our war assets, of which we currently have few. We'll acquire more. I know we looked at this in the last game, but you know. Is that the way I just came from? Yes, it is. No, don't close the door. Why do both sides of the door say tech labs? That is confusing. Not convinced that's how signage works. Here's the comms room, which now looks less like knockoff Cerebro. thought you could actually do upgrades and stuff in here, because the sign said Tech Labs. It appears not. Yes, as will once again become clear throughout, I really don't remember this game because I played it once 9 years ago. And this door no longer exists. To the elevator, which we now have 5 decks to choose between. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up, shall we? Yes, it's Saturday, so we are going to do our typical Codex read, but that will happen after this. Because we just got this ship, so I want to have a look around. Here's where we can do upgrades and things. Here's the weapon bench, where we can choose our weapons. Which, like, I've got a bunch of interesting special weapons, but nowhere have they actually told me about them. Which is annoying. But I'm just going to pick the ones I want anyway. Yes, that looks like a thing I would enjoy. And also, you can put mods on them. Do I have any mods? I have an extended barrel, which will make it hit harder. I like that. I have a bunch of assault rifles. No, wait, no. I didn't actually want to pick one up. A bunch of shotguns I will never use. In terms of pistols, I seem to remember liking the Acolyte. Don't have any mods for it. And SMGs. This plasma SMG is great. And I can make it even lighter, so that's nice. So now I have plus 23 power recharge speed. Fascinating, I know. Here's where we can just pay money to have our weapons upgraded. Okay, so that's how it's working this time. Why not just upgrade the sniper rifle we just bought, because I'll be, well, not bought, but equipped, because I'll be using it all the time. Yeah, and you can just keep paying to make the numbers go up. Here we have the Procurement Interface, aka shop. Alright, it's all the shops that are on the Citadel, but a slight markup because you're doing it over the internet. That's it, we can buy nothing. Casa, we can buy... Remember the Inferno armor we never used? I will absolutely buy a model ship, because you've got to add to those collections. And buy a bunch of weapon upgrades, but you'll find enough of them. And Spectre Requisitions has those 3 incredibly expensive, but very nice weapons. Let's check the armor locker first. Yes, because I want to customize what I'm wearing. And we have more casual options this time that don't have Cerberus logos all over them, so that's great. Could go for the engineer look again, now with better rendering. Don't know why it has to have the weird lower back window, but here we are. Isn't that the same as one? Oh no, not quite. Or we could just go everywhere in sports. Actually, no, it's not even sportswear. That is a latex dress with a zip up the butt and a ton of chains. I mean, I am kind of resonating with it on account of the ton of chains. Votes in chat. Should I spend my entire time saving the world, saving the galaxy, dressed in this ridiculous latex dress? We have an alternate armor set, but it's Cerberus. Lots of cool things, but also covered in Cerberus logos. So that's a hard no. I want to wear a helmet, because helmets are, you know, good. We have this chest plate, which will give us less health, more shield regen. Well, let's give it a go. Don't have any other shoulders. Ariake arms will give us more melee but less health. No, we're not going to be relying on melee. I am a sniper. How shiny do we want to make it? The answer is, of course, incredibly. Am I just recreating our armor from the last game? Basically, yes. So, we want the pattern to be white. Don't want to be pink. See, but the hot pink comes through a bit more purple in this. Maybe that's just the lighting in here. Ah, there we. That's the pink we want. And do we have a pastel blue? Come on, game. Yeah, I think that one. Yeah, there you go. We now have full-on trans-flag armor. Because why the hell wouldn't we? I think it can stand to be less shiny though. I'll be real. I can't actually tell the difference. Let's leave it there. Sure, whatever. I love how black is an option for the lights. Or as we call it in the business, off. I think harpooning lighting is what we want. Anyway, nobody on the chat has given their opinion on this ridiculous dress. So I'm just going to have to go and use it. Because frankly, this is how I would walk around a spaceship while saving the universe. Anyway, shall we touch Lieutenant Cortez, who's a new character? Speaking of exclusively gay people.
Lieutenant Steve Cortez, shuttle pilot. Got news about our supply chains, Commander.
Nice to meet you, Lieutenant. What's going on?
Sorry to just jump in, Commander. There's so much to be done, I get caught up in the tasks at hand.
He's always like that. You need to chill out, Esteban.
So you do care, Mr. Vega? Or is that the Cerveza talking again?
So what's happening with our supply chains,
Yes,
Lieutenant?
they're both Latinx.
Alliance procurement chains are in chaos.
Did you get
Citadel's
that from the
economy is still
incredibly
running.
subtle
I can network
dialogue?
to Citadel retailers. You can view inventory and make purchases right from this console.
I know, I already did
When I
that.
network to a new store, I'll let you know.
It does cost more to coordinate delivery to the Normandy, so it's cheaper to buy supplies when you're there.
So, you're my shuttle pilot, but you're setting up procurement chains?
I wasn't assigned as Normandy's pilot. Not much need for one on a dry dock ship. I was overseeing the retrofit of the cargo hold. I'm quite familiar with the operation and maintenance of the UT-47 Kodiak and the M44 Hammerhead. With my experience, it made sense for me to take over
But
as
not the
shuttle
Mako,
pilot when we
because
left
nobody
Earth.
truly has experience with
Especially
Mako.
given Mr. Vega's love of mid-air collisions.
To save the day, pendejo.
I'm also responsible for logistics, making sure the armory and shuttle are properly stocked and maintained.
Can we please stop having such "Hello, I am Mexican" lines from the character voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr.?
You were stationed on Earth. Do you have family there?
I'm an only child. Lost my parents years ago. I had a husband back when I was stationed at Ferris Fields. The collectors took out the whole colony. I'd rather not talk about it.
But of course, the gay character's story is all about the trauma associated with being gay, because we can break maybe one stereotype at a time.
Keep up the hard work, but don't kill yourself.
Yes, Commander.
That's a weird motivational thing to say, okay. Got some Paragon points, I guess. Not sure what for. Thing over here, no. What shoes am I even wearing? God, I'm even wearing like toeless heel. Are they? I think they're at least like wedges, not heels. Could be worse. Anything else around here? Here's James. He's the ship butch, if you couldn't tell.
Hey, Shepard. How'd it go with the council?
Same as usual. Non-committal. Unhelpful.
Bet they still wanted you to help them out, no?
Yep. We're going to rescue a Turian Primarch from Palaven.
Sounds like fun. Never been to the Turian homeworld.
And we won't
You come
today.
down here for something? Or are you just looking?
Oh, that's why my camera angle is weird. 1 second. Move this table to clean my fish tank. Did not actually move it back. Because I'm clever like that.
I did just come to chat, but I might stay for the show.
Have to work harder than that.
Why
if you
do
want
we
me to blush.
immediately go for the weird flirts? I did not say to do that.
Not sure what there is to talk about. You already know my service record.
I don't, actually. I didn't have access to personnel records when we met.
Right. Forgot about that. Well... Think you can dance and talk at the same time?
Question mark? You know what? I know it's listed as a renegade thing, but still.
Yes, I can, Lieutenant.
What? That's not what
You pulling rank on me, boss? We're just
Oh
soldiers
my god,
down here, no?
I don't even know what's
Sure.
going on anymore.
But this soldier will clean the floor with you if you step out of line.
Ha! You sound like my old CO.
Nah, clearly weird flirts aren't just a charming as hell thing. I got this off the
yeah?
renegade option.
And who was that?
Captain Tony. He was a hard-ass son of a bitch, but a good leader. Nice.
Yes, I know, I'm trying not to do renegade interrupts, but at
What
the
do you
same
mean
time,
was?
yeah, you
Died.
stop and talk during a fist
With
fight,
most of
this
my
is what you
squad.
get.
Protecting a civilian colony from a collector attack.
I've only just noticed I have an N7 insignia on
colony?
this dress, so it's clearly, like,
It was either
do they
them
do special ops
or the intel we had on
latex
the
dresses?
collectors. Intel we could have used to destroy him. I chose the intel.
Sorry. That's a tough call.
The best part was, we didn't really need the intel in the end. Because you were out saving the galaxy by taking down the entire collector homeworld.
Sorry for saving the galaxy, I guess.
You didn't know. You can't blame yourself, Vega.
Wow, we've gone straight into the
Who says
weird
I'm blaming
trauma
myself?
catharsis
Just a guess.
part of this relationship, like,
You a shrink too?
straight away.
No, but that stunt back on Mars was reckless. You're lucky to be alive.
So?
So, maybe you don't care if you live or die.
Or maybe,
This has gone so fast.
I'm just willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to end this goddamn war.
Maybe you are.
I love how side suplexing a man is a
But if you're
paragon
half as good as I
interrupt.
think you are, we need you alive.
Thanks for the pep talk.
Anytime.
Hey. Thanks for the dance, Lola.
Yeah, I am not clicking, yes, sure, call me Lola, because what?
No nicknames, Lieutenant. Okay?
Your ship, your rules. Your loss,
What the hell?
Commander.
I have literally no clue what just happened. Like, every part of that made no sense. Anything else around here? Gotta investigate every corner, because there might be stuff. think I saw a side passage here. Yes. Hey, there's one of my ship models. Because... And another one, because whoever remodeled the Normandy just did not give a crap about all of my carefully curated collections. Anything else? No? As you were. Cool. Let's go up to engineering. which looks much the same. The observation deck is locked, which, you know, it had only... wait, no, that's not the observation deck. On engineering, that would be port cargo. Anyway. Let's go and check in Jack's weird lair. More ship models. More ship models. I heard that. And there's the hamster. I did know that was down here. Seriously, who the hell remodeled this and just let my pet out to run free around engineering? Somebody needs firing immediately. Here's Engineer Adams,
Commander,
apparently.
welcome back to the Normandy. Or maybe
God,
you
was
should be
he from
saying
the
that
first
to me.
game?
Engineer Adams.
Now we've got
What
rid
are
of
you doing here?
weird
I was
Cerberus
put in charge of the
Fitzsimmons.
drive core retrofits. My experience on the Normandy SR-1 made
Yeah,
me
he
an
is from the
obvious
original.
choice.
So, what do you think of our SR2?
She's incredible. If there's one nice thing I can say about Cerberus, it's that they know how to build a ship. And about that, Cerberus,
But you still shouldn't.
I owe you an apology.
How so?
Back when you got this ship, Dr. Chalk was contacting me, asking me to help with your mission against the Collectors. I refused. I didn't have your back, and I'm sorry for that.
Why didn't you join us?
I saw what happened to you when the Normandy went down.
Thanks.
I didn't trust that it was
Exposed
really you,
pipe work.
and I certainly didn't trust Cerberus. Also, as an officer of the Alliance,
walls are
I
talking
don't just
to
leave
me.
my post, you know?
That's just the dead-eyed stare of somebody who's disassociating while the walls talk.
Your alliance first. That's the way it should be.
Thank you, Commander. Glad to be aboard.
Abs. You know what? I'm not going to talk to you
Carry on,
anymore.
Abs.
Otherwise, you'll
Aye,
keep
aye, man.
weirdly teleporting the conversation. Good to know all the models are working just fine. But now we can walk into the drive core and do nothing. Speaking of discounts and repro. And back out we come. But what's over here? I mean, it's Starboard Cargo. This is where Zaid used to live, but now instead, it's a news studio. Is any of my stuff around here? No. Would you like an interview? Oh yes, because apparently after everybody loving Callie in the first game, they needed another woman you can sleep with, and it doesn't, whoever you are, and it doesn't really affect anything, and nobody treats it as an actual relationship. So here's Diana Alice.
How's your new assignment working out, Allers?
Fairly normal, except for the unshackled AI, Matriarch Benezia's daughter, and the communicator that can reach Earth. The first two, I can deal with. That last one gets my attention.
So what are you asking for exactly?
Anything from Earth is the lead story right now. That's not opinion, it's fact.
Maybe I can pass on a few non-classified progress updates.
Seriously? You just doubled my ratings. I don't need FaceTime, just a data upload.
Tell people what's really happening on Earth. We need long recruiting lines on every planet after you air a story.
And
I
just
can do
on
this,
principle,
Commander.
like,
Remind me to tell you about the time I made
open
an
and
elk
honest
cry.
journalism is a good thing.
Commander.
Okay, so that's all we have in engineering now. After the crew deck, where there seems to be a bunch of things. We have this wall of mostly people we didn't know. That's Presley. Yeah, these are... You'll remember when we were investigating the first Normandy, we picked up everybody's dog tags, and that's mostly what these are. Also, Ashley's up there. Pour a very small one out for Ashley, the weird racist. And yeah, if anybody died on the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2, they would be up on the memorial wall as well. Crew quarters, let's check in here. Anybody? Anyone want to talk to me? Anybody got a weird, sad background story? No? Okay. Starboard observation, where Samara/Morinth is there. Nothing. The toilets, all present and correct. I'm just checking, because you never know, they could have hidden one of the ship models in there. Up in life support, where Thane isn't, but this model of the Destiny Ascension is. Can't go in the men's restroom, which makes a certain amount of sense. Now we have a poker table, and we still have the bar and the weird whatever the hell this is, but I can no longer pour myself purple drinks and just randomly get crunk in the middle of saving the galaxy. Very sad. But over here we have the mess hall. Here we have what used to be Miranda's office, and it's now Liara's office, because one of these women actually deserves her own room. Oh, we've gone straight into cutscene mode. Look at this character cutscene that we rendered with the in-game engine.
Commander Shepard, it's a pleasure
Oh,
to see you again.
that's who Glyph is!
You're the drone from the Shadow Broker's ship.
Dr. Tassoni now refers to me as Glyph instead of Info Drone 95% of the time. If you have a moment, I'd like to draw your attention to a terminal in her office.
Don't worry, I was going to go around poking everything anyway.
It analyzes information packages. If you find any useful data, I can research upgrades for you.
This is why you do upgrade
And
research.
what should I be looking for?
I'll inform you if you found relevant data. When you do, return to this terminal
just
for
stuff.
your choices.
Just pick up stuff,
In
and
the
if you're lucky...
meantime, Dr. Tassoni would like to speak with you. Have a pleasant day.
Dr. Sony would like to speak with you, and she's stood
It was
like
less than
3
ideal.
feet from us.
At least the Council can't deny
Let
the
me just
Reapers.
check out the terminal.
But I'm not sure how much comfort that is while they bicker over which
Oh,
portion
okay.
of the
Apparently
galaxy
it
to
doesn't
save.
pause the dialogue.
Becoming the big info brokers turned you into a real cynic, Liara. I like it.
I'm flattered. I think.
Are you done? Cool. So we have an illegal armor mod kit. Make a one-time modification to my armor, improving shield strength or adding ammo. I mean, it's only 5%, but I would rather not run out of ammo. And upgrades. Oh, that's just listing the upgrades I've got. Sweet. I'm just going to poke all your stuff before I talk to you, okay?
This terminal contains non-essential correspondence from your allied forces. Dr. Tassoni has granted you access.
Wow, everyone on the ship's so talky today. Prothean notes 2171 to 85. Glyph, remind me to clean up these old notes. Perhaps reviewing them will lead to something useful for the Prothean device. They are. 2171. The University of Ceres agreed to sponsor me at the Prothean dig on Dretarop. Very exciting. Professor Hennel is heading the expedition herself. Maybe I can even ask her for her opinion on my thesis outline. Attachment: Thesis on Prothean First Contact Protocols. 2174. I believe Dr. Jashawn was right to suggest that the Prothean artifacts we unearthed are from the Third Age, not the Fourth. What an embarrassing mistake. At least he seemed to approve of the rest of the paper. Attachment: Paper on a comparison of Prothean technology to modern Asari circuit logic. 2183. Part 1. I'm going on the Therum expedition, remember Therum? I never thought I'd gain permission to visit the Prothean ruins there, but the University of Ceres must have secured the funding after all. Now to pack. Attachment: Paper on the end of the Prothean Empire. 83 Part 2. Goddess. This human, Shepard, has the key to comprehending the Protheans on an instinctual, subconscious level. If only I could have been there when the commander touched the beacon on Eden Prime. Try to learn more about this cipher on board the Normandy. The involvement of the Reapers is troubling, to say the least. Paper on the end of the Prothean Empire, with corrections. Also, you didn't mention that she's hot, so, you know, honestly. Improve your note keeping. And 85. I reviewed the old Shadow Broker's footage of the Collectors. It's chilling to know that they're the Protheans' husks. At least nothing sentient can possibly remain after what the Reapers did to them. And a paper on Prothean biology. Meanwhile, a message from Farron to the Broker. Farron was her Drell associate that we rescued. Made contact with Tazik yesterday, and the look on his face was priceless. He's not happy you put me in charge of scouting the Terminus systems, but he's doing a good job of keeping us alive. Never seen so many pirates and mercs on edge. The black market's unreliable, and it's getting harder to make contact with suppliers. The Alliance won't be able to rely on it as a source of crucible materials for long if things get worse. Some of the other operatives think we should cut our losses now. I just keep asking them, when did the odds ever stop the broker? Fair. P.S. I hope you finally got our little friend Droney to stop saying shadow and broker out loud in the same sentence to anyone in sight. Nothing else to poke? Nothing else to poke? Cool, I'll go and poke the hour. Hello.
Looks like you brought more than just that drone from your ship.
A few things were necessary. I'd be a very silent shadow broker without data feeds.
So you have access to your resources?
What I can get. We'll need it to research this Prothean device. Until we understand precisely what it does, it's far too dangerous to use.
Oh my god, actual sense.
Did the Protheans actually complete this weapon?
You mean, will it work? They wouldn't have
Very
poured
much
their
not the
last
question I
resources
asked.
into this device if they thought otherwise. But we really need to find out just what kind of weapon they left us.
That's an excellent answer to a question I didn't ask.
It'd be nice to know we're not kids playing around with a loaded gun.
That is entirely what we are.
Absolutely. The damage it could cause if it backfired is unthinkable. This will be difficult even for us. If something happens on a mission, if either one of us are hurt, I'll always remember that tour of the Normandy. But let's be honest, Shepard, it's been more than a half a year. Should we continue where we left off?
Yes. I mean, I do kind of want to see... Wow, I wasn't expecting to have this choice so quickly. Do I want to carry on with Space Wife number 1? Or do I want to take my chances with cute, gay, English, comms girl? Chat is saying yes. I'm inclined to agree. Let's just go. Nah, let's stick with Liara. Let's go full trilogy, Space Wife.
I'd like that more than anything, Liara.
Good. I was getting worried.
There are a lot of reasons I was happy to see you on Mars.
I'd like that list. But later? There's so much left to do. I'm working with Edie. Hopefully we can discover what the Protheans left for us. But I'm looking forward to talking about something other than business. Maybe later?
In other news, and thank you for the compliment.
Please, enjoy your day.
Over here we have... Oh yeah, this is the Med Labs. The one in level 2 was the, armory, wasn't it? Where Jacob hung out. Dr. Chakwas, you're still here.
Commander? Everything okay down here, Doctor?
The Alliance team cleaned up and restocked, but it's still my old med bay. Feels like home.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Let's waste no time. If I may, I'd like to examine you.
Just straight in there, okay.
Nothing wrong with me, is there?
No, but we should keep an eye on all those cybernetic implants Cerberus grafted into you.
Expensive stuff bringing me back.
And worth every penny.
Nothing's actively wrong
Let's
with
just
you,
make sure
but
everything is
we
okay.
should bear in mind that you died, and that seems like a significant circumstance to keep tabs on.
Yes, a checkup never hurts. Just no scalpel this time, Doc.
Alas, to my great disappointment, it is nothing invasive. I'm just going to run some diagnostics on your implants, and it'll take a few readings. Good. Your implants
And then
are
I'll
showing
clip
little
my
sign
hand
of
through my own
rejection.
neck.
Just keep up that positive outlook of yours, Commander, and your scars shouldn't return. That's it. You're the picture of health.
Yes, because I'm still suppressing my facial scarring by the force of being nice, because we all know good people don't have scars. Implications. And also, that sound was my computer reminding me that I haven't muted notifications. 1 second. Okay, yeah, as you were. One day I'll remember everything and actually stream properly. Who can say? Oh, I'm not going to investigate anymore.
See you around, Doctor.
Take care, Shepard.
Yes, you can just pay to respec your bonus powers here, including a few new ones. I think you can steal them off your new teammates as well. But I don't at the minute. And then, yes, this you can just for free respec people, which is pretty cool. Meanwhile, in the AI core, we have the body of that robot scientist that we got attacked by on Mars and then chased down in a really cool set piece. More on that later. And down here we have the weapons bay. Is anybody calibrating? No. But there are a lot of spare guns. Any of my stuff hidden down here? Gotta get my stuff. No? No. Okay. So that's the crew deck. We already looked around deck 2. So let's just go up to the cabin. Have a look how that looks now. I don't know. The calibrating is very important, and it would never be the same. I don't seem to have as many ships as I did, but I also have another wall for more new ships. So I might have missed some somewhere. I'll keep an eye out. Oh, that's just taking a flush the toilet, isn't it? Hamtaro is back in his rightful place. Squeak. Here's just the same pro terminal. Still don't have any emails. Ah, yes, from the one in my cabin, I can look at my squad and change how they look. What outfits do I have for everyone? A bunch, wow. That makes Liara look like a background character from the Matrix, so she can have that. Actually kind of makes her look like Morinth, not intentionally, but... And James... I mean, look at that visor, that's a thing. Sure, let's go with that one. Yeah, Liara's back, we met her on Mars last time. And she is fully back in the squad this time, and she will be in the squad. Currently we have no fish, because they couldn't just leave them lying around the ship. There's our armor locker access. The threatening orb on our coffee table is gone, which is a travesty, frankly. But there it is. That's the Normandy SR2 Mass Effect 3 edition. But now, 40 minutes into the stream, because we had to go on that tour, it's Saturday, and you know what that means. It's Codex time. Oh, I will turn dialogue off, so they don't try and talk over me. Yes, there's a bunch, obviously, because it's the new game. So we'll be here a while. I will gloss over things we've already covered in the last 2 games, because I believe it exports a bunch of the codex. Imports would be the word. But yeah, let's just start reading, shall we, with some counter species. Okay, these are just the overall things about each species. So we've read these twice each, I think. So we have the Asari, and they're all-female space elves, and they do the whole 3 stages of woman thing, and it's weirdly biologically determinist, as is a lot of this game. We have the Solarians, who are short-lived, fast-talking sciencey space lizards. And we have the Turians, who are the Roman Empire. I don't know if we've done this one, so I will. 50,000 years ago, the Protheans were the only spacefaring species in the galaxy. They vanished in a swift galactic extinction. Only the legacy of their empire remains. They're believed to have built the mass relays and the Citadel, which have allowed numerous species to explore and expand throughout the galaxy. Prothean ruins are found on worlds across the galaxy. While surprisingly intact for their age, functioning examples of Prothean paleotechnology are rare. Time and generations of looters have picked their dead cities and derelict stations clean. Some believe the Protheans meddled in the evolution of younger races. The Hanar homeworld of Kajay, for example, shows clear evidence of former Prothean occupation. The presence of a former Prothean observation post on Mars has caused a rebirth of interventionary evolutionists among humans. These individuals believe the god myths of ancient civilizations are misremembered encounters with aliens. We didn't read that one before, I realised as I was saying it. Non-council races, we have Libertarians, who are space orcs and seem to, as a species, all be depicted as slavers, pirates, and criminals. We have the Drell, who are other lizard people who don't really have a homeworld anymore and live as a client species of the Hanar, and a lot of them are ill. I called who libertarians? I mean, it was probably true. There's a lot of that sentiment in this. We have the Alcor, who are big, wise space elephants who have to Oh, yeah, libertarian. No, not libertarians, just batarians. Yes, Alcor are wise space elephants that I love. And they speak very monotone, so I have to specify what emotion they're trying to express. We have the Geth, who are a species of networked AIs and are generally incredibly cool. We have the Hanar, who are religious space jellyfish. We have the Keepers, who nobody knows about and live on the Citadel, and their main purpose is for me to walk past and go, oh hey, a Keeper. We have the Krogan, who are angry and had a genocide done against them and now they can't breed. We have the Quarians, who are like... I mean, the tropes that are used for them are very much kind of space Roma, or like any kind of displaced diaspora. But they live on a flotilla and have no immune systems, which is why they keep locked in the suits. Although apparently that's also because of allergies, which are not a lowered immune system, but that's a different thing anyway. And we have the Volus, who are... yeah, they're your race of short, breathy bankers and information dealers, and there's a lot of tropes to unpack in there that aren't fortunate. Anyway, let's talk about the Citadel. We have the Citadel, which is a space station built by the Protheans, and we discovered it and we were like, no idea what this is, let's build our entire galactic capital and all of our administration on it. Because we, as a galaxy, are idiots. And we have the Spectres, who are Citadel agents that can do whatever the hell they want. Let's talk about humanity. Oh, let's talk about Councillor Udina. Donal Udina is the lone human on the Citadel Council. Although he has a keen ability for furthering his own political career, Udina has long promoted humanity's interests first and foremost in the galactic arena. When humanity won a position on the Council for its part in defending the Citadel, the Alliance chose Captain David Anderson for the position. Okay, that did happen. Right, finally getting some explanation for this would have been great if they'd said it in the game. Udina became his advisor. Anderson eventually quit over frustrations with council politics, and the Alliance named Udina to the office. So yes, I believe no matter what you do, Udina will be the Councillor by now. Despite his unwavering focus on human interests, Councillor Udina is usually willing to collaborate with other species. Even his opponents concede that Udina gives fair consideration to non-human proposals, so long as humanity also benefits. Yeah, that's not what being not racist is. Earth, which is currently having a fun time. Look, there's the London Eye, because that still exists in 2180 whatever, but not anymore. Earth, the homeworld and capital of humanity, was enjoying a new golden age before the Reapers attacked. Everything changed when the Reapers attacked. Disease, pollution, and other social ills were on the decline thanks to technological advances and a wealth of resources from the colonies. Earth was an inspiration even to alien cultures, resulting in influence out of proportion with humanity's brief time on the galactic stage. The Reaper attacks put an end to any semblance of its former life. The great cities of Earth are storehouses of human DNA for the Reapers to harvest. Reaper gunships capable of megaton-scale firepower annihilated industrial centers in seconds. The militaries of Earth's disparate nation-states have retained only partial communication with the system's alliance fleets, leaving the planet's resistance efforts uncoordinated and vulnerable. The loss of the convoy network has cut off Earth's economy from the rest of the galaxy, sending shockwaves across galactic markets, and a significant obstacle to receiving aid. It only had a bunch of fascist, racist Earth First groups, everything else was fine. And it's just the way, like, everything was fine, they were experiencing a golden age because of imported wealth and resources from the colonies. I don't think it's any coincidence that the kind of focal point that we're shown of everything is London. Because that's very much just describing the British Empire. Well, some of this has been affected by other games, so I will read it. A political and economic pact for collective colonial security. The Alliance is the central galactic institution of human society. The Alliance gained associate membership to the Citadel Council in 2165, and full membership in 2183, with Ambassador David Anderson representing humanity. Human political-economic relationships vary between combative and lucrative. Yes, they do. The Turians who'd fought humans during the 2157 First Contact War have become valuable trade partners, despite residual social hostility. Other relationships are even more complicated. The rapid rise of human political influence on the Council, achieving in decades what others waited, or are still waiting, centuries to acquire, has galvanized suspicion and resentment against humanity. That negativity is vastly outweighed by the respect and trust humanity earned by saving the Council during the 2183 attack on the Citadel, at the cost of Alliance cruisers Cairo, Cape Town, Emden, Jakarta, Madrid, Seoul, Shenyang, Warsaw, and their 2,400 crew. The Systems Alliance we read, which is just... it's humans. It's... we built a supranational thing because something needed to get done, which is generally how the history of intercultural cooperation has gone. It's the Space UN. Known associates. Let's talk about everyone. Admiral Stephen Hackett is a decorated officer in the Systems Alliance, currently assigned to Arcturus Station on the far side of the Sol Relay. In the battle for the Citadel, Admiral Hackett commanded the 5th Fleet. Following that victory, he was promoted to head of the Alliance military. Hackett was born to a single mother in Buenos Aires in 2134. When his mother died in the pandemic of 2146, he was placed in the Advanced Training Academy for Juveniles, where his superior talents in science and leadership quickly became evident. Hackett enlisted in 2152, volunteering for high-risk missions to colonize space beyond the Sol Relay. He was commissioned as a second lieutenant on Arcturus Station in 2156, and soon proved his ability in the First Contact War. His rare ascent from enlisted man to admiral remains an Alliance legend. Yay, the military, I guess. Admiral David Edward Anderson is voiced by Keith David, that's all you need to know, but also is a career military officer in the Systems Alliance Navy. Born in London in 2137, he later moved to Arcturus Station and became the first graduate of the Alliance's now renowned N7 Marine program, who make latex dresses. Anderson is one of the Alliance's most decorated Special Forces operatives and served with honour during the First Contact War. He was the original captain of the SSV Normandy, before relinquishing command to his XO, Commander Shepard. After the Alliance victory in the Battle of the Citadel, Anderson briefly served as Citadel's first human counselor. He soon became embroiled in a Cerberus plot to abduct his friend Kaylee Sanders, however. Did we miss that side quest? I think we might have. And learned that he was unable to live a life without action. He stepped down as counselor and returned to the military to prepare for the Reaper invasion. The Alliance Parliament named Don Ludina as his successor. Yeah, I think they might have intended us to go and see him more often. And then we would have had the story. Oops. Space Wipe 1. Dr. Liara Sony is an Asari information broker with a background in scientific research on Prothean technology. Born on Thessia in 2077, so like 108 years ago. She's the only child of the late matriarch Benezia, although mother and daughter became estranged in the years before Benezia was indoctrinated by the Reaper known as Sovereign. Tassoni is also a highly trained biotic. Sorry. Sony is also a highly trained biotic who served under Commander Shepard aboard the SSV Normandy before the ship was destroyed in a collector attack. Before she became involved in galactic affairs, Dr. Sony spent 50 years researching the Protheans' technology and the mystery of their extinction. She now divides her time between uncovering Prothean ruins and consulting with noteworthy representatives of the various Citadel races, also being the Shadow Broker. Which is weird that they don't mention it that. Like, if they're going... Oh, but they don't know about her being the Shadow Broker. Why does literally the first sentence say, is an Asari information broker? What, is she a criminal information broker who also moonlights as a perfectly legitimate information broker? Anyway, Major Caden Alenko is a human biotic and an officer in the Systems Alliance. He served as Staff Lieutenant under Commander Shepard on the SSV Normandy during the Battle of the Citadel, and now heads the Special Operations Biotics Division at the Alliance Warfare Center. An Alliance tribunal recently called on Alenko to testify about his experience with the Reapers. Alenko suffers from severe headaches because of the early model L2 biotic implants that he was given as a child. The L2 implants have since been discontinued due to the risk of crippling neurological damage, which is a fairly large risk. Joker. Flight Lieutenant Jeff Joker Moreau is a respected pilot with the Alliance Navy. Born and raised on Arcturus Station, everyone seems to have been there. He's widely considered to be the best helmsman in the System Alliance. Moreau enlisted with the Navy directly out of school and quickly gained the respect of his superiors. He served as pilot of both the Normandy SR-1 and its successor the SR-2, and was at their respective helms during the Battle of the Citadel and the assault on the Collectors. Moreau suffers from Vrolik syndrome, a rare debilitating disorder also known as brittle bone disease. And Dr. Chakwas, who is just thrilled about his brittle bone disease. Dr. Karen Chakwas, see, I liked her, and now she's called Karen, is a trauma surgeon and a major in the Alliance Navy. She served on the SSV Normandy under both Captain Anderson and Commander Shepard, and was aboard the ship when it was destroyed by the Collectors. She later quit the Alliance in order to rejoin Shepard on the Cerberus-built Normandy SR-2. Along with most of the Second Normandy's crew, Dr. Chakwas was kidnapped by the Collectors and taken beyond the Omega-4 relay, where Commander Shepard eventually rescued her. After the Alliance impounded the Normandy SR-2, an inquiry found that Dr. Chakwas had, quote, no significant role in or provable knowledge of Cerberus's criminal activities. Don't know why there's no end quote there. She has since rejoined the Alliance. Now, I was working with the fascists, not for the fascists. Speaking of which, is this? Yes, I am hydrating. There is water here. Although I say that, I'm pointing it out. The flask is green. I really hope it's not getting keyed out. No, you can see it, just about. This is me hydrating. Yes, we read about Cerberus, and so, summary, they're the Nazis. But everyone seems to think they're reasonably legit, while also being criminals. Who knows? And the elusive man, who is the head of Cerberus, and nobody knows a huge amount about him. And he's got cool eyes, and he sounds like Martin Sheen. Let's talk about the Normandy, given that we were touring it today. Cerberus built the Normandy SR2 as a second-generation version of the Alliance-free SSV Normandy after the Collectors destroyed the original. The SR2's many alterations produced a craft nearly double the original size, requiring an even larger Tantalus drive core to compensate. Its state-of-the-art Kodiak shuttle can make landings the original Normandy could not attempt. The Enhanced Defense Intelligence, an AI known colloquially as EDI, coordinates many of the ship's combat functions, assisting and even supplanting human piloting. The Alliance has recently appropriated and refurbished the SR2. In addition to Type Beam communicators, the Quantum Entanglement Communicator, or QEC, or as I think it should be pronounced QEC, provides instantaneous contact with Alliance Command. Speaking of the Kodiak, have we... Yes, we have talked about that. We have these upgrades that we bought for the Normandy, so nobody died. Technology. Okay, yeah, we've done most of this. We have biotics and it's space magic. We have Element Zero and it's... well, it's space magic. Element Zero is what makes Mass Effect fields, which change the mass of things. And it's what makes biotics happen as well. Mass Effect fields change the mass of things. Mass relays go pachoo. Metagel is medical slime. And the Omni Tool is the shiny thing on your hand that does everything. God, this is so much easier when I can summarize. Why did I reread everything in the last game? The Reapers. Now this we do need to talk about. The Reaper called Harbinger is believed to be the oldest and largest in the Reaper Armada. How do we have that information? From the reaches of dark space, Harbinger managed to control the Collectors, a race of human-sized insectoid bipeds, as it sent them on a campaign to kill and gather humans from vulnerable colonies. The Collectors became a terrifying force in the galaxy, responsible for the murder of hundreds of thousands. Surviving colonists have described the tone of Harbinger's threats heard through the Collectors as they attacked as visceral and terrifying. Alliance intelligence has tentatively identified Harbinger as one of the Reapers leading the attack on Earth. Yes, no, I know why I was reading it, so that in case anybody had missed it, which is why I'm summarizing here, because it's possible people will have missed it, but at the same time, I am not reading all of that again. It is not happening. Talking about the Reapers. A myth common to several cultures in the galaxy, Reapers were once imagined as space monsters that consumed entire stars. Archaeologists who searched for the sources of such myths found little besides the themes of all-consuming devils that are common to primitive cultures. Wow, the colonialism jumped out. Although accurate information about the Reapers remains scarce, the galaxy now knows that the Reapers are not a myth. They are a real and devastating threat. Sovereign. Sovereign was the first Reaper encountered by the modern Citadel races. Military leaders initially assumed that Sovereign was a Geth or Prothean flagship commanded by Saren Arterius, a rogue Spectre. The truth was far more alarming. The massive ship was itself intelligent, and Saren proved to be under its control. The attacks by Sovereign against Eden Prime and the Citadel removed any uncertainty about the Reaper's technological superiority. Sovereign's formidable shielding and firepower allowed it to hold off the combined fleets of the Citadel, and its Mass Effect fields proved powerful enough to let the enormous vessel land on our planet's surface. Sovereign's mission to open a mass relay that would transport the other Reapers from dark space proved its undoing. During the Battle of the Citadel, Sovereign linked its consciousness to Saren's. When Saren's death corrupted the signal and shut down Sovereign's shields, Sovereign's destruction soon followed. Never put your mind in something that's far... Like, if you are a enormous metal space cuttlefish that can eat stars, why would you put your brain in something much smaller and squishier? We did read this. Indoctrination, it's bad, yo. If you're near Reapers for too long, they can just kind of slowly mind control you. Reaper variants. The Citadel races have classified the known varieties of Reapers into 4 types. Capital ships are Sovereign class Reapers, 2 kilometers in length. They typically target the dreadnoughts, defense installations, and industrial cities of organic civilizations. Experts believe the Reapers harvest a single species of organics during each cycle of extinction to create these massive ships. Some capital ships are capable of launching small drones equivalent to fighters. Destroyers are 160 meters long, and in astounding numbers make up the bulk of the Reaper fleet. They engage cruisers and other smaller ships, as well as communications posts and enemy command centers. Research suggests destroyers are created from those species that are not harvested to make capital ships. Troop transports carry husks to unconquered planets and bring victims of the harvest to Reaper processing centers. They vary in length from 200 meters to 1 kilometer, but unlike capital ships and destroyers, do not appear to be self-aware. Instead, other Reapers operate troop transports remotely. And processors, also called slaughter ships, are mobile centers for mass DNA harvesting, where we digest people. Like troop transports, processors appear to be remotely operated by sapient Reapers. Now, we know about husks, but we don't know about cannibals. Cannibals are frontline Reaper units created from corrupted Batarians. The nickname refers to their propensity to devour the bodies of fallen comrades. This triggers a biochemical process through which the cannibals spontaneously heal themselves and grow new chitinous armor. The transformation also appears to give cannibals a greater awareness of their surroundings, leading to more strategic behavior and careful use of battlefield cover. TLDR, they level up when they eat corpses. Weapons, armor, and equipment. Omni-tool weapons, because now we have Omni-blades. Although melee combat applications for the Omni-tool are almost as old as the device itself, because you can hit people with stuff, the feature was largely unused prior to the Reaper invasion. The need to take on multiple husks in close quarters forced the Alliance to develop ways to enhance the tool's offensive capability. The most common melee design is the Omni-blade, a disposable silicon carbide weapon flash-forged by the tool's mini-fabricator. The transparent, nearly diamond-hard blade is created and suspended in a Mass Effect field safely away from the user's skin. Warning lights illuminate the field, so the searing hot blade only burns what it's intended to, the opponent. More technically adept soldiers frequently modify their Omni-tools to maximize stopping power through electrical, kinetic, or thermal energy. Some troops integrate the weapon with their kinetic barriers, transforming the Omni-tool into a wrist-mounted bludgeon. Others fabricate flammable gases held in place by a Mass Effect field and ignited upon impact, or prove deadly surprises for opponents who expect a disarmed Alliance warrior. Oh, that's the wrong button. That's all of the codex. Oh wait, there's more. There's so much. Extinct races. The Rachni. We've talked about these, but they're space spiders, and there was a war. They were trying to kill everyone, and the rest of the species only survived because of the Krogan, and then everybody screwed over the Krogan afterward. Also, we met a Rachni, and she was actually pretty chill. The Collectors. Living beyond the Omega-4 mass relay in the Terminus systems, the mysterious Collector species is glimpsed so rarely as to be taken for a myth by most in galactic society. In reality, Collectors are human-sized insectoid bipeds that can resemble massive winged beetles. They're a terrifying force in the galaxy, responsible for the murder of hundreds of thousands. Collectors generate permanent stasis fields around themselves, creating nightmarish, redshifted energy fields. In battle, they hold position whenever possible, relying on their aggressive biotics and nearly limitless power. Several types of bipedal collectors have been identified, including minions, defenders, zealots, assassins, and artillery operators. Acting together, collectors have imprisoned entire cities in stasis. While no definitive forensic accounting exists to explain the fate of those imprisoned, leading speculation is that victims are harvested for scientific experimentation and neurobiological repurposing, aka getting digested and made into Reapers. We have the Varen, they're space dogs. That's all you need to know. We have the Vorcha, they're goblins. and the writing of the games hates them. And the Yarg! Remember the Yarg? He was the one where the Shadow Broker had got one as a pet, and then it ate the guy who found it, and then it killed the Shadow Broker, and it just took their place. The Yarg are a race of massive apex predators from the world of Parnak, whose rise to sentience in no way blunted their violent nature. A group of Yarg is unable to cooperate until a single leader has been determined through either social maneuvering or brute force, but no grudges are held once a Yarg establishes dominance. Former rivals serve their new superior's purpose with unflinching loyalty and relentless determination, a legacy of their origin as pack species, because this game just cannot get away from the Evo psyche no matter how hard it tries, and it doesn't try very hard. Their 8 eyes are another sign of their hunter ancestry. All 4 pairs are geared toward tracking down and predicting the movements of prey. Sophisticated and keenly developed sensitivity to movement and light have made the Yarg masters at reading body language, regardless of species. Much to their short-lived chagrin, the Council's first contact teams discovered it was nearly impossible to lie to the Yarg. I mean, you probably shouldn't. The Yarg had technology equivalent to 20th century Earth standards when they were discovered by the Council in 2125. The Council's ambassadors approached the Yarg as friends and allies instead of subordinates, a baffling sign of contempt from newcomers on Parnak. The Yarg attacked when it became apparent that the alien diplomats stubbornly considered themselves sovereign people instead of new underlings. Parnak remains off-limits by order of the Council, which fears that the Yarg's size, aggression, and obsession with control make them poorly suited for integration into the galactic community. About the Citadel. We've done this. The Citadel, which currently consists of the Asari, the Solarians, the Turians, and now the humans, no matter the fact that nobody seems to like it. And the Asari are there to be diplomats, and the Solarians do intelligence, and the Turians do the military. Citadel space is any space controlled by a race that reports to the Citadel Council. That is all. More about humanity with the Alliance News Network, which is what Diana Alice down below is working for. Founded during the early decades of human space expansion, the Alliance News Network was originally a low-profile news organization, known mostly for a series of exposés on the First Contact War. With a focus on galaxy-wide reporting, the ANN opened bureaus on planets across known space, winning a few awards for excellence and earning a multi-species audience. The Alliance News Network has never been funded by the Systems Alliance, despite what its name might imply. This led to regular confusion among those not in the know, although the network's recent high-profile sale to a media conglomerate made the ownership structure clearer. The new management has opted for a more sensational approach. This is particularly obvious from changes to its roster of reporters, with a few of the network's luminaries retiring or joining other news organizations. The network's increasingly lurid programming has gained wide attention, as well as sorely needed ratings, all the proof that management needed to validate its course. Nonetheless, ANN insists that integrity and credibility are inviolable standards in the newsroom. Battlespace is among ANN's highest-rated programs, known for a particularly titillating breed of reporting. Among the show's most noteworthy segments are Diana Alice's dispatches from the front lines. The network calls her reports gritty and realistic, but she has been criticised for her unabashed focus on the violence of war. Even critics of Alice agree, however, that despite her often graphic visuals, the facts she reports are just that, facts. We have the First Contact War, which is when we first kind of were colonizing the place because that's what humans do. We were just going through mass relays and saying, nobody lives here. And just activating relays to get to random places. And the Turians didn't care for it, and then there was a war. I've read this. Yes, I've read this. We have the Mass Effect timeline, and basically space things happened, and then we were here. For more, watch the last 2 games. Okay, this is new. Interplanetary Combatives Training, or ICT, well, that's a terrible name, is the Systems Alliance's premier school for leadership and combat expertise. The Interplanetary Combatives Academy, sometimes called N School or the Villa, because both of those are better names than Interplanetary Combatives Academy, recruits officers from every branch of Earth's militaries to partake in grueling courses at Villa Militar in Rio de Janeiro. Initially, candidates train for more than 20 hours per day, leading small combat teams through hostile terrain with little sleep or food. Trainees who do well are awarded an internal designation of N1 and are invited to return. Subsequent courses, N2 through N6, are often held off-planet and will include instruction in zero-G combat, military freefall, parachuting, jetpack flight, combat diving, combat instruction, linguistics, and frontline trauma care for human and alien biology. The highest grade of training, N6, provides actual combat experience in conflict zones across the galaxy. If the trainee survives these scenarios in admirable and effective fashion, they finally receive the coveted N7 designation. N7 is the only ICT designation that may be worn on field or dress uniforms. There is little shame in failing an N course. The training is so extreme that even qualifying for M1 elevates an officer to a position of respect. The universal prestige of merely attending the academy helps to restrain trainees from taking excessive risks in pursuit of higher honours. Although ICT qualification by itself does not guarantee higher rank, those officers who are able to complete the program are typically well suited to senior leadership positions. So, what you're saying is it's a mix between the SAS and Scientology. That's a worrying mix. We have actual things about the different Cerberus troops we're finding. Centurions are Cerberus's frontline tacticians. They're meant to enact the elusive man's strategic goals, although it's clear they have leeway to adapt as an encounter develops. The only useful intelligence that the Alliance has gathered on Centurions relates to their armament. Each Centurion carries an M96 Matic heavy rifle, modified to launch smoke grenades, leaving enemies vulnerable to crossfire. Yeah, it's really annoying. Guardians, the Cerberus equivalent of human tanks, are slow-moving soldiers who carry enormous polycrystalline composite shields. The weight of the shield requires an armoured suit equipped with hydraulic assists and a dedicated power supply. Combining this exceptional protection with a suite of enviromapping systems, Guardians focus on flanking opponents to flush them cover, and still get absolutely nailed through the letterbox by somebody who's good with a sniper rifle like me. A Guardian's slow but relentless approach is intended to demoralize enemies as well as draw their fire, but rip away their shield and Guardians become little more than cannon fodder. Really don't need to even take the shield away. Assault troopers are the backbone of Cerberus forces. Those candidates who make it through the grueling basic training are submitted to an intensive psychological program that renders them fearless, disciplined, and unrelenting. Wow, that sounds just horrific. Outwitted with custom-designed armor and rifles, these soldiers function with determined precision and practice teamwork. The first to rush into a fight, assault troopers often work in tandem with more powerful units. They make strategic use of this scenario, keeping their opponents occupied until it's too late to react to the combined Cerberus force bearing down on them. Well, Cerberus are very good at what they do. Unfortunately, what they do is being militaristic fascists. We learnt about Aya, which is where Jacob's dad made a brain damage cult. We remember Pharos, where the colonists were being mind controlled by a plant. Why is there so much mind control in these games? As Freedom's Progress, which is a fairly normal colony, but it got stolen by the collectors. We have Haestrom, which is very close to the sun, but has a lot of old Quarian stuff on it. We have Ilium, which is so loud. Just everyone there, be quiet. Anyway, it's a commercial hub and Asari world. We have Elos, which is where the Mu Relay was in the first game. Oh, sorry, no, it's where the Mu Relay went to. We have Corlus, which is a junkyard planet where they put all the down ships. We have Noveria, which is a libertarian capitalist nightmare. We have Omega, which is a space station run by a crime lord who is just the raddest. We have Praja, which is a badly colonized jungle planet where Cerberus had a facility where they were abusing lots of children, one of whom was on our team. We have Rakana, which... Yes, we did. Which is the Drell homeworld, and it was lovely, and then they destroyed the environment. Not saying anything, and then the Hana rescued them. Okay, Sanctum is new. That's where we've been told to go to take down a Cerberus base. Sanctum is known for the freezing ice storms which sweep across its poles and temperate zones, with only a thin strip of habitable land along the equator. Because of those harsh living conditions, Sanctum attracts only the most gruff and hardy, from miners to mercenaries to company men. Mining, referred to as ice cracking anywhere but the equator, is the backbone of Sanctum's economy. The planet is rich in platinum and palladium deposits, as well as boron, which is locally used in semiconductor doping. Sanctum's corporate factions have learnt that Cerberus is involved in the planet's finances. Systems Alliance intelligence agencies embedded within the corporate strata are quietly urging the companies to confront Cerberus directly, but so far financial bickering has kept Sanctum's major stakeholders from acting against the elusive man. Capitalism! The Terminus Systems, which is outside of Citadel space, and it's where all the crime happens. The Migrant Fleet, which is the massive flotilla the Guarians live in. The Perseus Veil, which is a nebula that blocks Geth space from the rest of the galaxy. And Vermeer, which is a tropical world where we got to blow up Ashley. Ships and vehicles. FTL drive works by Element 0, changing mass. Military ship classifications are the same as they are in the current Navy. The Normandy SR-1, which was really cool and advanced, and then it got blown up. And Space Combat, which is a lot of discussion about the exact practical implications of getting a gunnery solution in space. Artifacts. The Citadel Council has called for the immediate donation of Prothean artifacts to bolster the war effort, primarily items of Reaper origin, recordings of their attacks. Maybe that's where the orb went. The Exogeny Corporation set an example by donating a store of newly discovered paleotechnology and releasing the data archives of deep space research colonies destroyed by the Reapers. Several private collectors have since stepped forward to donate the entirety of their collections. But despite an offer of amnesty for anyone concealing such artifacts, not everyone has responded as the Council hoped. Several artifacts have been found in obscure underground markets on safe haven worlds, presumably sold by newly arrived refugees who needed funds to survive. Reports say that smugglers continue to sell stolen artifacts, and armed raids on archaeological sites have rendered even legal operations extremely hazardous. After several reports of mercenary groups turning on the archaeologists who hired them, Elanus Risk Control Services began to offer security details for archaeological sites at considerably reduced rates. We know about AIs. They're illegal. Because everybody is scared of them. And VIs are like that, but not as good. And just have far more limited range of things. The Reaper War. This is just kind of the history of this game. The Reapers took Earth in a matter of hours. The Alliance knew the first wave would arrive from Materian space, but they were unprepared for the speed and scale of the attack. The Reapers bypassed the 6th and 7th fleets at Terra Nova and Eden Prime, flying straight from relay to relay where they could neither be tracked nor intercepted. The tactic was unexpected, since the navies of organic species would never risk coming out of FTL within combat range or leaving enemies at their backs to threaten supply lines. At Arcturus Station, more than a dozen Reaper capital ships engaged the Alliance's 2nd, 3rd and 5th fleets. This was mere screening for the main force. Dozens more capital ships continued through the Cowan relay, where the 1st fleet had been lying in wait but was soon destroyed. The 4th fleet, near Earth, had a few minutes of advance warning. It stood no better chance. After destroying Earth's convoys, smaller Reaper destroyers wiped out all GPS, communications satellites in Earth's orbit, and cut the undersea fiber optic cables that linked the continents. Earth's resistance now relies on outdated radio towers and a few quantum entanglement communicators whose matched pairs happen to be on other continents or outside the Sol system. Communication is so limited that the fate of entire nations remains unknown. The capital ships bombarded defense installations and industrial centers, annihilating entire cities with populations in the low millions, including Adelaide, Hamburg, Algebile, and Fort Worth. Meanwhile, Reaper destroyers descended into the atmosphere to melt roads and capture population centers with minimal loss of life. This is not an example of the Reapers being merciful. More likely, they are herding their prey to make the coming harvest that much easier. The Fall of Kashan. For every 1,000 Batarian refugees, there are 1,001 stories about how the Reapers invaded the Batarian systems. A few elements are common to almost every version, however. The Reapers arrived first in the Vula system, and immediately destroyed its communications network. The Hegemony's Department of Information Control blamed the loss of signal on space weather. I love that that's a real term, just saying, but scrambled ships to the system nonetheless. Within a day, the Reaper capital ships appeared in the Harsa system, and descended on the Batarian homeworld of Kashan. For all the rhetoric about the Hegemony's military prowess, their response to the Reapers was uncoordinated. Moments after the information minister took to the extranet and announced that unknown ships were destroying all space traffic near Kashan, the defense minister declared there was no reason to panic. The planet's convoys were destroyed next, creating an ominous silence that has persisted ever since. Fearing they were next, Batarian colonies across Hegemony space began evacuations. So many refugees poured into the human-occupied Exodus cluster that Systems Alliance officials at first thought the Batarians were invading. More systems have gone dark as their convoys were destroyed, and millions more Batarians trapped on their planets sit waiting for the Reapers. Nope, wrong button again. Speaking of the Reapers, let's talk some stats, because this is Reaper Top Gear. The Reapers are technologically superior to the organic species of the galaxy, but the degree of that superiority is a matter of debate in the intelligence community. The Reapers' thrusters and FTL drives appear to propel them at more than twice the speed of Citadel ships. Estimates of their location in dark space suggest they can travel nearly 30 light-years in a 24-hour period. Reaper power sources seem to violate known physical laws. Reapers usually destroy fuel infrastructure rather than attempting to capture it intact, indicating that Reapers do not require organic species energy supplies. Consequently, the Reapers attack without regard for maintaining supply lines behind them, except to move husks from one planet to another. Unlike Citadel ships, Reapers do not appear to discharge static buildup from their drive cores, although they sometimes appear wreathed in static discharge when they land on planets. That's just cool. The main gun on a Reaper capital ship dwarfs that of the Alliance's Everest-class dreadnoughts. No dreadnought has yet survived a direct hit from the weapon. Estimates put its destructive power anywhere from 132 to 454 kilotons of TNT. Even if the target is hardened, such as in the case of a surface-based missile silo, the gun can instead bury the target beneath molten metal. Yikes. Precise targeting computers and correctors also give Reaper weapons a longer effective range than Organics, dreadnoughts, or cruisers. The kinetic barriers on a Reaper capital ship can shrug off the firepower of a small fleet. Weapons specifically designed to overcome shields, such as the Javelin, Guardian lasers, and Thanix series, can bypass the barriers to some degree. The difficulty is getting close enough to use them. The surface-mounted weaponry on Reaper ships, similar in principle to Guardian, presents an effective defense against other organic species fighters. Nearly there. Weapons and equipment. Okay, body armor is body armor. Shields, they're shields. Mass accelerators, which use mass effect things to make things go fast. AKA, this is how the guns work. Speaking of guns, this is how the guns work, and we put bullets in for totally legitimate story reasons, honest. This is new. Although body armor and kinetic barriers provide significant protection for relatively low cost, technically savvy soldiers sometimes go further. Tech armor is the common term for a complex series of field generators that disrupt incoming force using a stationary warp effect. The theory is that bullets that would normally shatter on impact instead break apart when they strike the field. The field then bleeds away the shrapnel's kinetic energy. The standard design for tech armor traps the warp field between two low-yield kinetic barriers to protect the user from the field itself. When the outer barrier fails, the warp effect is discharged, potentially harming anyone nearby. For this reason, many soldiers modify the armor with a haptic-style light effect to warn allies not to get too close. On missions where stealth is paramount, this effect is disabled. Cynical soldiers joke that the design is called tech armor, because if it was simply called warp armor, no one would use it. The fortification approach uses high-energy batteries and superconducting devices within the armor to create a Foucault current effect, essentially a magnetic field that can immobilize metals, even non-ferrous ones. The field is triggered by sensors similar to those in a kinetic barrier. It's powerful enough to protect against most modern weapons, but there are drawbacks. The currents cause metallic objects to hold their position relative to one another, and although the field only lasts for a split second, it creates resistance that can slow or fatigue the wearer. Without specialized training, a monster? Why did I say that? A soldier can quickly become exhausted or stumble at the wrong time. The Freudian slip. And that's the codex, because I didn't reread everything, and it's just flashing because of the journal. Want to go to Eden Prime to get an artifact, want to go to Palaven to reopen Primarch, and want to go to Sanctum to kick Cerberus in the face. Okay, well that's actually timed very nicely, because it is now 3:30. So I'm going to go and have a drink, and just stretch my legs a bit, and not be talking about space for an hour and a half. And I will be back in 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, love you all. And I'm back. Hey everyone, sorry for the slightly longer than intended break. Had to go and, among other things, find something to push on because it is unsociably warm around here at the minute. Yay, February. But now I am back. I am hydrated. I am marginally warmer. And most importantly, I am, for the minute, done reading. Should we actually play some Mass Effect? I think we should. To the CIC. To the galaxy map. Let's see what the galaxy map looks like now. Conquered systems. Clusters already conquered by the Reapers can be accessed using the Normandy's stealth drive. Search these clusters for survivors, salvage, and valuable intel. Okay. So that's these, I'm presuming. That one's flashing at me. Right, that's where that Cerberus lab mission is. That's the Citadel, which we've already done all of. There's Eden Prime, there's Palaven, and here's a couple of other places that we might check out. Don't know why there's something that goes bing there, there's nothing to click on. But first of all, let's go and do the Sen 7 mission again. And all together now, first of the game. Choo! And they've made that look so much better. Search and rescue. The Normandy is equipped with a new and improved scanning pulse that can detect objects of interest. Use this to uncover war assets, artifacts, intel, and fuel as you fly around the system. Be aware, however, that each time the pulse is used, the chance that Reapers will enter the system to investigate is increased. If a Reaper enters the system you're in, flee and wait until you've completed a mission before returning. Okay. Do I still have to tag all of these to look at it? I mean, we don't have completion percentages anymore, so I can't be bothered, frankly. And ED just said something that we didn't hear because dialogue is still turned off, isn't it? But found something on Watson. Yes, we no longer have to be doing the planet scanning to mine for materials thing. That is a relic of Mass Effect 2. But we still have the scanning for objects of interest. War asset acquired, javelin missile launchers. I couldn't really see that because it was under the overlay, and I don't know if you could see it because it was probably behind my head. Good job. Maybe I should move myself to the left-hand side of the screen. Maybe so. Yeah, to be honest, like, everything important is coming up on the right hand, in that bottom right corner, so I apologise for a second for the... Oh wow, and my screen is going all weird as well. Not sure what's up with that. Technical difficulties. Okay. Bonk. Ah, I know what the problem is. There we go, everything looks better now because I've actually remembered to turn the light on. Pro streamer moves, y'all. Anything on these other planets? I think we already scanned around there. Let's just scan these quickly. Oh, well, that's probably bad. But it still says 50% of assets recovered, so there's something else to find. Okay, I'll get one more scan before a Reaper turns up. Let's scan here. Nothing. Oh, there we go. Wreckage. Recovered 200 units of fuel. Our fuel was already full, but at least the completion percentage has gone up. Now let's run away before the Reapers get here. To the Decorus system. So yes, there are still percentages to drive up, and I'll probably spend more time doing that on this one, because A, it's a bit more interesting, I think, and B, having numbers go up will mean very important things for your war effort later on. Wait, no, you can scan first. Come on, brain. Oh hey, there's something. And I still haven't turned dialogue on. Salvage. Credits recovered. Yay money. That's 50% of the assets. There's something. And more fuel than I need. But now let's actually go and investigate this Cerberus lab. This is the loading screen we get now. Squad selection. Well, which two squad mates should we take of our two squad mates? We already did our weapons. James. So you don't have to worry too much. You don't have to worry at all, in fact, about weights on your squad mates. So literally all of the stats are better on that one, so you can have that. And oh, is that one? I seem to remember that one being a like electric one. That sounds cool. And Liara, you have, yeah, your Geth SMG sounds good, and so you can have an Acolyte as well, because it's a good weapon, and also because it's an Asari thing. Cool. Points to spend. Does anybody actually have enough points to spend on anything? Yes. Bigger or longer lasting black holes? I'm thinking bigger. James can have... no, qualification's not great. Carnage is good. Plus 50% impact radius, that sounds very good indeed, thank you. Cool. And we go. Commander, I've got help from Admiral Hackett. I'm going to do the dialogue with the 3 Lieutenant. Shepard, we've uncovered a secret Cerberus lab. Function unknown. Sent on a recon team, but they were forced to pull out before they got very far. Any other intel? You think they're using the facility to warehouse and study Reaper tech? Not bad. We've been wondering how Cerberus is connected to the Reapers. This might give us some answers. We're on it. Find out what Cerberus is doing and get me any Reaper tech samples you can, Commander. Hack it out. Sorry about that. Make people talk again.
On my way.
Ah yes, because this is my new thing, isn't it? I got the harpoon gun, which I seem to remember being a ludicrously overpowered sniper rifle. Pick up Reaper artifact. Sounds like a terrible idea. Let's go and do it. Sorry. Yeah, this is just. This is just, yeah, shooting people's heads off with a harpoon gun. You know, it's what we do. We good? I think we're good. Anything over here? Medical station that I can pick up some experience for. Journal entry. Personal log of Citadel. Finally here. Wow, the troops here are really intense. No one smiles. Ever. Suicide on capture orders? Seriously? They call training integration. I'll start being integrated tomorrow. Can't wait. Oh look, Cerberus are awful. Who knew? Answer everyone, and yet. Grab some ammo, because this thing does not carry a lot. Steal some money, because it's Cerberus. Whatever they were going to do with this is probably terrible. Bypass the containment system? That sounds like a dreadful idea, like poker.
Well, that's weird looking. Guess we found it.
Thanks, James. This is why I keep you around for your keen scientific insight.
Got the sample.
Roger that. Meet you at the landing pad.
Something else down here. Oh, that is another sample, but I can't pick this one up. What, do we just leave now? There's so many of them around. Do we just... Or do we have to pick up one at a time? Journal entry from Citadel. Integration successful. Suicide on capture orders confirmed. Cerberus is my friend. Obey. Protect humanity. At any cost. Well, just in case you didn't get the Cerberus were evil. Because some people apparently didn't. Yeah, no, apparently we're taking one of these pieces of Reaper tech.
Second sample located, Commander.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. They want us to get them one at a time. Why? I mean, we've got 2 hands each. You'd think we could dead. Yeah, a lot of people seem to think Cerberus is good because, you know, they do good things for humans. And we never thought the leopards would eat our faces. Oh no, you're dead and on fire. Never mind. Oh, I haven't done my warp ammo on all my weapons. Well, that went very well. This is what happens when you try and mod your ammo while in an active fight. Failed Metagel experiment. Fun.
Huh. Will only lead to Metagel advances for Hanar. Only Cerberus would call that a failure.
Cerberus? Racist? Nah. Oh, hello. I mean, I think you were already dead and on fire by that point, so, but sure. Where's the artifact? Oh, it's downstairs. Okay. That explains why all those people were downstairs. No, don't you... Thanks for the unnecessary combat roll, but what I really wanted you to do was bypass the containment system. Yeah, you don't even have a hacking minigame anymore, it's just stand there and wait for a thing to go down.
But the signature is new to me.
Okay. It's good that I don't actually have to do anything.
Cortez, second sample secured. Heading back to you now.
Negative, Commander. Head got hot. Had to bug out. Got 3 birds on my 6. Taking fire. Scratch that. Make it 4. We'll rendezvous when I can. Out.
We just need to hold out until Cortez can pick us up.
Dad?
Nothing like having your back to the wall.
Never said it would be easy.
Dad? Badly done. Not dead, because there wasn't as much of him showing as I thought that was.
Stay focused. This isn't over
It's
yet.
just the head explosions.
I can do this all day.
Liara, your hand-built black holes are pushing things out of the way of my harpoon gun. 2 out of 10. There you go, now he's
Cortez,
dead.
do you copy? What's your status?
Oh, you meant to not get hit by grenades! Ah, that makes a lot of sense.
Lieutenant!
Last stand, Commander.
Just stay focused and keep at it.
Yeah, that's, I think the one thing with this is you've got slightly, because you're firing harpoons, you've got lower than normal bullet velocity, so you kind of have to lead your targets a little bit if they're moving. Okay, well, somebody's got a machine gun. What's... Oh, that's James has a machine gun, yes. Who was shooting at? Yeah, I don't know why I haven't been given blurbs on all these new weapons I seem to have acquired. You usually do get something like that, and I swear I remember it. Maybe it was only in the multiplayer you had descriptions of them. I seem to remember this harpoon gun being designed for, like, taking down Thresher Moss. Yeah, I think the tinnitus on the grenades was specifically because those were, like, flashbangs.
Cortez, do you copy?
But yeah, it was also very annoying.
He'll make it. Let's just keep the landing pad clear.
Oh. Oh, hello. Point blank harpoon. Get wrecked. Yeah, I just shot through the slot of the shields, because if you can't letterbox somebody with a harpoon gun, what can you do?
Coming in hot. Be ready.
Heading for extraction point now.
And that was a no-scope kill, because those aren't that hard to do with a harpoon, turns out. So yes, I remembered this gun being great, and it is. Oh, credit to you taking a harpoon and just kind of walking it off.
We're at the extraction point, ready for pickup.
Almost there.
I need to get in cover somewhere, but I am surrounded. This is very bad. Well, there's the first scrub death of this playthrough.
Had to go dark side to shake him. Coming in hot.
Okay, let's just go back to the start of this objective.
Heading for extraction point now.
Right, and we take somewhere we can actually have some open sight lines and some actual cover. And then they'll throw a grenade at me. Great. Oh, they just got absolutely flying. Hey, don't duck. It's rude.
We're at the extraction point, ready for pickup.
Almost there.
I'm sorry, this shouldn't be nearly as funny as I'm finding it. Oh, that's Liara, let's not shoot her in the head with a harpoon. Yeah, this kind of mission is very much what the multiplayer was like. You were doing cooperative missions with, I think, 3 other people, and just doing the same kind of extraction and then getting out.
Commander, we've got our best engineers looking at the Reaper tech you
And
secured
it was really
from that
good.
lab.
What was Cerberus doing with it?
We don't know yet, but whatever Cerberus is up to, it can't be good.
On account of
Even if we
their
can't
Cerberus.
determine its purpose, we've disrupted their experiments.
I doubt they'll just close up shop.
Agreed. We'll keep sending strikes against the facility. Good work, Commander.
Yay, we did the thing. Got some reputation and a bunch of money. Can't remember what reputation actually does. But whatever it is, we got it. And see, now there's new things. So, the Crucible, which is apparently what we've named the device. And we've got these missile launchers that we can use for it. And ex-Cerberus assets, aka stuff we stole from Cerberus. And has that affected the war readiness at all? No. But to be fair, I can't remember how much of that is actually affected by the multiplayer primarily. Because, as mentioned, there's a lot of things I don't remember.
Did you see the Citadel when we were there on leave? You'd never know there was a war on.
They'll know soon enough. All those refugees have to go somewhere.
Should we go and do an actual priority mission? I think we should. Or we could go and examine some more of those. Try and find some war assets in those other Reaper-controlled systems. I think that might be a thing to do for now. Until we screw it up and get chased by Reapers and have to go and do a mission, at which point we will. Don't know why we've got this system flagged that just has nothing. Anyway, let's go to the Hades Gamma cluster, shall we? Choo!
I found something.
And now I have a voice. Got some fuel. That's 50% of the assets. Nailed it. Salvage some credits. Gotta have those, because otherwise how am I going to buy that enormous anti-tank rifle? It's 100% of this system. Let's move on. Well, that's bad.
Signal confirmed.
Scroll faster. This is not great on mouse. Four assets. Special Ops Team Zeta, did that say, I think? And the 103rd Marine Division. Updated. Like I say, that's where the chat overlay is. I can only see so much. That's all the assets, but that's also the sound of Reapers turning up, so we're running away.
Evasion successful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that was the Reaper noise that I had set as my phone notifications, and it was just funny. Because everyone who played this just had a reaction.
I found something.
Got some fuel. There's another asset in here, and I'm going to need to find it straight away, because it's going to trigger a Reaper. Nailed it. Especially not great on a mouse when you have such a small area. I have sensitivity cranked really high, and the scanner doesn't really respond well to that. Salvage some credits. All the assets recovered. That's 5 Reapers. I'm running the hell away.
Reapers eluded.
Farinata system. Running a bit low on fuel. Really hoping to make it all the way around. Nothing there.
Signal confirmed.
There we go, both signals, but the Reapers are here. That's very bad. Got some fuel. Can I get there before they do? No. Can I kite them? They are faster than me. Nope, running away, bugging out.
Faster than light jump successful.
And if I enter it again, the Reapers will already be here, right? Yes, and they come out right by that planet. Okay, so I know where that asset is, but I can't get to it until I've gone and done a mission. This is why you kind of want to check in on things fairly regularly. Nothing there.
I found something.
There we are. Reapers are here. Chohei, didn't we go there before? I feel like we went there in like Mass Effect 1. Which, I mean, it's nice to have a persistent galaxy, I suppose. Got some cash. That was 50% of the assets, that's not great. Let's hit a Reaper. Oh, there's a lot of Reapers.
Reapers eluded.
Cool. So that's all I can get from there for now. And that only took like 5 minutes. To Kite's Nest. Choo.
Signal confirmed.
Kashan, the Batarian homeworld, which is like, it's amazing that the Reapers are coming in from out of the system, because didn't we have a whole thing about how they were already on Kashan? Anyway. Journal updated. Okay. And an artifact. I don't know what that's about. Maybe I should check my journal. Oh, no, that was the wrong button, and that'll attract the Reapers. This is bad, this is bad, this is very bad. Running away.
Faster than light jump successful. I found something.
Oh, nice. got more fuel, which is good because I'm running out. And more cash, and that's everything in this system. Out I go. That is both of the systems in this cluster. Now I'll have to get to the mass relay while dodging Reapers. Run, 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 run.
Evasion successful.
I wonder, can I still scan for stuff in ones that aren't currently controlled by Reapers? Let's find out. Choo! Okay, well, there's only the one system. Ah, there is a fuel depot. That seems very important. So I am glad I came. Yeah, I don't think peaceful systems get you any assets. Because frankly, if they had anything worth getting, the Reapers probably would have already gone there. Okay, so that's everywhere checked out for now. Have to go and do a mission to reset the Reaper status. So let's go back to Eden Prime. Remember Eden Prime back from the first game, where we were introduced to a man and told to care about him and then immediately had him killed? Choo. Okay, tell you what. I'm going to go and scan the other system for assets. Because if I'm going to accidentally bring the Reapers down on this place where I'm about to go and do a mission, I'd probably like to do that before I have to go back to a mass relay there. Oh my god, that was so many Reapers. Got some intel. Remains of Reaper Destroyer. Okay, I guess. War asset acquired. Alliance Naval Exploration Flotilla. Sweet. 1 second. Okay, I have now also moved the chat to that side of to the other side of the screen so that I can actually see. 40%. Jesus, so many assets in Asgard. And so many Reapers. So many Reapers. Are we able to get one of them and then just run away? Well, Alliance Cruiser Shanghai. Isn't that one of the ones that they said got destroyed in the Battle of the Citadel? Maybe it's just the remains thereof. Hello, Reapers. Hello, Reapers. Hello, Reapers. No, not gonna risk that.
Reapers eluded.
Oh god, and there was still one I hadn't even scanned for. Many assets in Asgard. Anyway, back to the Utopia system.
I found something.
Yeah, you did. Also, weirdly, it doesn't seem to be drawing up the Reaper awareness. Maybe because there's a priority mission, it won't let them turn up, which would be very exciting indeed. Prothean data files. Get used to hearing that war asset acquired little sting, because it's going to happen a lot. 50%. Yeah, that is not driving up Reaper awareness at all. Got some fuel, that's always good. Right, let's actually go back to Eden Prime. Yes, well, we were told to maybe be suspicious of Nihilus, and then he died. We were told to love Richard Jenkins, and then he died. Bringing our squad that exists. Oh yeah, I was about to say what happened to Caden, but no, he's unconscious, isn't he?
Eden Prime. This
After
is where
getting
it all
choked
began.
out by the robot lady.
Where the Prothean beacon gave you the vision that warned us about the Reapers.
And where you went up against Saren and the Geth for the first time, no?
Yes. And now with Cerberus here, Eden Prime's colonists are under attack again.
Seems like more than just 3 years ago.
Wait, I mean, you did die since
A
then.
lot of dead civilians. Lost one of my men, Jenkins, to a Geth drone.
He had like 2 lines, it was terrible.
Bomb set up to wipe out the whole colony.
Yeah, but then I drove a train and it was great.
Not on my watch.
Damn straight.
Cerberus hit Eden Prime hard. Whatever they found here was worth a major offensive. There are survivors elsewhere on the colony, but they killed everyone near the dig site.
They deserve better.
I know.
I mean, most people deserve
The
better
Alliance did
than
what it could
being
to evacuate
killed.
colonists, but Cerberus came in so quickly.
If we find survivors, we'll do what we can. What about this artifact? Is it part of the Prothean device we found on Mars?
The Alliance didn't get any specifics about what Cerberus has uncovered. But whatever it is, it's better off with us than with Cerberus.
Yeah, just rule of
bringing
thumb.
you in as
If
close
you
to
can
the
take
dig site
things
as I
away
can.
from Cerberus,
No
that's
way we'll avoid
praxis.
detection, but you should have a few minutes.
Understood. Alright, everyone. Get ready to move.
Just
With luck, we can get to
unsling
the
my
dig
harpoon
site
gun
before
in the middle of the
Cerberus knows
shuttle.
we're here.
Doesn't seem like trigger discipline, but sure. Why could you not have just left that harpoon gun on your back for like 2 more minutes?
No sign of survivors. Come on, we need to find the dig site.
This was a beautiful colony once.
They came back after the Geth attack. They'll come back from this.
They rebuilt Mindoir. It wasn't the same.
Remember my traumatic backstory, my parents are dead. I can't really mock the traumatic backstory given that, you know, I decided on it. Steal their money. These people deserve better, but I will also go and steal all their stuff. For I am a protagonist. Processing update. We've taken more able-bodied men and women from pacified neighborhoods. The colonists generally have accepted the story that they've gone to perform tedious but safe manual labor in a Cerberus research camp on the other side of the planet. And when we increase food rations as payment for the work, most of the complaints died out. Maintain the story as long as possible. We don't have the manpower to fight the entire colony, and if these families knew they were never going to see their sons and daughters again, there's no way they'd cooperate.
Shepard, this Cerberus data could help the colonists still alive on other parts of Eden Prime.
Yes, it could.
How?
I can get this intel to Eden Prime's resistance. Maybe it will help them fight back against Cerberus.
And once again, taking stuff from Cerberus is
Look at that.
always good.
Bits of Prothean tech sticking out of the ground like an old bone.
Hey, Liara, you ever find dinosaurs while you're digging around?
No, dinosaurs and other fossils would be paleontology. I'm an archaeologist. I study artifacts left by sapient species. The two fields are completely different, and... you were joking.
Hey, I just like dinosaurs.
And really, don't we all? But yes, just in case you needed more evidence on why Cerberus are literally the Nazis, here's this diary about tricking people into labor camps. Or at least forcing people into labor camps and then lying about it.
Curtis,
That
doesn't
classic
seem
Fash
possible.
move.
It's not a Prothean artifact, it's... a Prothean.
You mean a
Oh,
collector?
that's what
Those
this
things the Reapers
is.
turn the Protheans into?
Right,
No,
I thought this
an
was probably
original
DLC, but I
unmodified
couldn't remember
Prothean who's still alive.
which bit.
You're right. That doesn't sound possible.
You saw Prothean stasis chambers in the archives on Ilos. The only reason those failed was a lack of power. Cerberus found this in an underground bunker. It still has power. He's been in stasis for the past 50,000 years, waiting for us. Think of what we could learn.
What can you tell me about the Protheans? The people, not the technology.
Given your experience with the Prothean cipher, you probably know as much about them as I do.
I mean,
The
you have
Prothean Empire
kind of had the
spanned
cipher
known
as well.
galaxy.
Remember that you went
They
into my
uplifted
brain.
countless other species to help them join the galactic community.
Uplifted, huh? Like when the Solarians helped the Krogan to evolve a little faster.
Yes. Judging by the dig sites like the Prothean Archive on Mars or here on Eden Prime, the Protheans wanted other species to learn. It's clear that they prize knowledge, growth, and cooperation with the rest of the galaxy.
The way you describe them, they sound a lot like the Asari.
I'm certain I'm coloring their culture
Yep,
with my own
'cause
perceptions.
that's how
Whatever the Protheans were, finding one alive
bad
represents an
anthropology
incredible
works.
opportunity.
Oh, hello again to the raid from Michael. Thank you very much. Welcome all. We are playing Mass Effect 3 now. You will note the way that everything looks better. Apart from our lipstick, which is slightly less dramatic. Oh, and thank you so much for the sub, Elspeth Knight Errant. Welcome to a small but exclusive group.
Good thing we brought our Prothean expert.
I hope I can help. If this single Prothean was sent into stasis, he could be the foremost scientist of his time, or perhaps the wisest counselor.
Or not.
Cerberus damaged the life pod when
We're
they
making this up
excavated
as we go along.
The life
Yay,
signs are
archaeology.
unstable.
And let's get him out of there.
No, breaking open the pod would kill him. We have to find the command signal that ends the stasis mode. We also need to figure out how to physically open the pod without doing more damage. Cerberus took over the labs nearby to research what they found at the dig site. That's likely our best bet.
Only connect walls are always a good thing to do.
Heads up!
I say this as, you know, someone who's done a lot of them for various reasons. Hello, harpoon! Oh, there's a bit of arc on these because they're harpoons. Dang it. Yeah, it's that low velocity is the problem with these. Board game connecting wall, now you are speaking my language. I'm doing a terrible job of this. No, I am the sniper around here. That's bad noise. Not leading enough for the arc there. Need to get used to this gun. And there are two snipers and they're cross-covering each other and it's just not nice of them. There we go, that's how you... I mean, I only winged him instead of made his head explode, but you know. Yeah,
All right,
nailed it.
Let's get moving before more of them come back.
Only took me like 10 shots, but I got there in the end, and that was a lovely shot. Used the arc, shot her head off from a very long distance. Far too pleased with myself. You're welcome. And here there is a greenhouse. Oh, hello. I don't even know where I'm meant to be going. It's just the way the head just disappears. It shouldn't be nearly as fun as it is, but here we are. I'm a terrible person. Okay, see you around Aquasilis. Thanks for coming by. Ah, that one's dead already. No fun.
That lab found footage of the Protheans. Cerberus is studying it to find the stasis deactivation signal.
Seriously, every other line of Liara should be followed with, I assume. Let's just steal all of Cerberus' stuff. Why are my eyes glowing? That's not great. Ah, this is me going back into Prothean Cypher mode. Which looks to be a lot more helpfully integrated with my brain now. Oh hey!
I never thought our empire would fall. It won't. We will sleep here until the Reapers return to Dock Space. Then we will rise, 1,000,000 strong. For the Empire. For the Empire. Get to your stasis pod. Victory. Broadcast the stasis readiness signal to all life pods.
And the refugees who have yet to reach the bunker.
Their sacrifice will be honored in the coming Empire.
Well, this is more concrete stuff of the Protheans than we've ever had before.
You understood that?
You didn't?
No. All I saw was static. Cerberus was trying to make sense of it without success. The Prothean cipher you received on Pharaohs, it lets you see the images as a Prothean would, and understand their language.
Whatever it does, I saw the video, and the signal they used.
Perfect. Then we just need to figure out how to physically open the pod.
Find the remaining pod data, no indication of where this might be or anything, just go find the thing. Steal Cerberus' stuff. Do your job. Which you know I can work with, but... Building over there we haven't been in.
They were gunned down while having drinks and watching the game.
Son of a bitch, this was somebody's home.
How do you know they were watching the game? There are many things one can watch on television. Like, even while having drinks, you are capable of watching other things. Honestly, Shep, unless you bring sports into everything. Oh. Ah. I think I just shot him in the crotch with a harpoon. I almost feel sorry, but then you're a Nazi. God, I forget you have to re-enable your ammo powers every level. Let's try the Acolyte again. I can't remember how it works. Oh, it's a charged one. Oh, it's a charged explosive one. Yeah, I really would have appreciated some blurb on some of these guns. Yes, you charge this one up and it fires little sticky grenades.
That lab found footage of the Protheans. Cerberus is studying it to figure out how to physically open the pod.
How do you know how do you know that this lab found footage of the Protheans? Where did you acquire this data? Liara, I swear to God, I love you, but what? Yep, and again, no Frogger, no anything, you just stand there and wait for a gauge to go. Open a maggot, open a door. Poke another Cerberus computer, see what happens. Have more visions. With lots of really unpleasant noises, thanks to that. That's a cool gun, and in case you were wondering if we're going to get one, I believe so.
Victory! Seal the bunker!
Acknowledged.
We interrupt this game of Mass Effect for a short film.
How many have we lost?
Reaper forces have destroyed approximately 300,000 lifebots.
Third of our people.
Dear Protheans, how many pupils did you actually need? Because I'd wager the answer was probably fewer
Alert,
than
north
that.
side bulkhead cannot be sealed. Hostiles detected.
Then all forces to the north.
You understood that one too?
Yes.
Excellent.
Hey, level it up.
Then we have everything we need to open the pod.
Enabling warp ammo for all these weapons, despite the fact that I'll never use most of them. Okay, yeah. I might change away from the Acolyte because I don't totally have a handle on how it works. Seriously, I would kill for some descriptive text on these. And also, if I could just completely miss, that's great. I'm going back to the rifle. It's just the ragdolling. It's the ragdolling at high speed. Okay, where am I going? Where am I going? This way. Oh, I can use ladders. That's the thing, I forget there's more 3D platforming now, because we actually added enough shooter engine mechanics. Also, I love the fact that the harpoons stay in them if they're still alive. So just walking around with that harpoon sticking out his kidney. Anyone else want to come and get some? Who wants harpoons? Harpoons at a discount rate. The discount is you die. Doesn't sound like a great discount, but maybe you can try it. Wait, was that James? Yeah, that's James. I just shot James with a harpoon. Sorry, my dude. Run, slide. No, I thought you were going to power slide there, Chef. You disappoint me. That's... Oh no, this is bad. Yeah, this is the thing, is the game becomes more shootery now, and we become very aware that I'm not that great at shooters.
Backup forces are here.
Certainly not as good as I was back in the day when I used to, you know, play the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer all the time. Anyone else coming down in there? No? Nailed it. Ah.
Start repetition.
I should really be switching to disruptor ammo to take down shields instead. Warhammer's not that great against it, but at the same time, I really can't be bothered because it will mean like one extra harpoon. Oh, that's a grenade. Ah, that turret has finished flying. That's very bad. James is dead. But not anymore. I just realised I don't know the hotkey for a quick save on this, so let's just not die, alright? Also, I should probably have seen if there was an ammo pickup over there. Ooh. Resistance information update. We've gotten word from our source with the need of Prime's resistance movement that we can expect an attack on our security centre between 2200 and 2300 tomorrow night. They're pulling in forces from across the colony. This gives us the perfect chance to destroy their leadership. Once the attack is contained, allow Dr. William Cambiata to escape, firing near-miss shots to keep it realistic. It's given us good information, and with luck, the locals will see him as a daring hero and the only man to escape the Cerberus trap. Might even put him in charge.
More intel to help the colonists. The more we find, the better chance they'll have.
Yeah, and we probably won't find all of it on account of... And do you really trust me to find everything there is to find? I mean, I'm barely aware of which direction I'm going. It is this way, right? No, not at all. Actually, I think it's this way and round. Yeah, it is. Sounds like the arc. Oh, that's a turret. This is not a great attack position. It has very little cover. Okay, this'll do. Letterbox and letterbox. Oh no, I am out of ammo. That is super unhelpful. Haven't got Warhammer turned on this net. Absolutely mashed in the letterbox there. Which is a really weird phrasing now I say it out loud. No, that targeted the wrong person. Yes, this gun is extremely fun, I forgot. There you go. Nah. Oh, nearly died there. Didn't realise there was a second turret somehow, despite the fact that it was actively shooting at me. Yeah, there you go. That's what you do to turrets. Very nice. Very nice. That sounds like another turret.
We have to find another way across.
Metagel again. I need to stop doing that. And then just slice him in half. You know how it is. Just find another way, okay. No indication of where said way might be. That's fine, I can work. That's a window. I'm suddenly feeling less optimistic about my navigational prowess. No, that's where we found the data. I take it back, I can't find a way. Please tell me where it is, game. Okay, there's that greenhouse. And there's the bridge they just said they retracted. Okay. Anything in here? I'm just gonna do the usual thing of just poke around everywhere and press all the buttons. And eventually something will happen. That's how you video games. Troop deployment update. Local resistance is heavy in the south and west sections of the colony. We've pulled most of our troops from the north neighbourhoods to assist. All remaining troops in the north neighbourhood continue stand-up patrol activities to maintain the illusion of a large presence in that area. If the locals knew we were understaffed, they could do some serious damage. Love how they've just got all these things around of just, here is how you can defeat us. I hope nobody finds these.
Perfect. This intel will give Eden Prime's resistance movement a real chance to push Cerberus out of their
Well,
colony.
according to that achievement that just popped up, I did get all of the intel. Go me, I guess. But seriously, how do I get to the pod? Can I mantle up there? No. God, you're so clumpy when you run. Okay. Okay, we already looked through there. It really doesn't look like it would be through here. It's probably screamingly obvious. I found all this information to help the resistance, but also did anyone see where we found the car? Yeah, that's me. Like I say, it's probably screamingly obvious, and I can only apologise to everyone in chat who is just despairing at my general inability to navigate literally any space. But welcome to what you're getting on my stream. I mean, can I see any other way? Oh. Wait, so the bridge was never even necessary, given that it was over like a 4-foot drop. See, I didn't jump to that conclusion, because that conclusion would have been ridiculous. And yet... Okay, we found a way back to the pod and it wasn't actually hard. I can't just vault over there and jump off the building and look cool, no. Do a superhero landing and everything. Fine, I'll find a ladder. Happy game. Oh. What the hell just happened? James, you might want to watch it. It's a bit of an uncooperative ladder. Feels like it was made out of the Mako. I too love to climb down ladders by standing at the top of them, making whining noises for far too long, and then just falling off.
I'm transmitting the signal.
Perfect.
Let's see what happens.
For the life pod to process it.
Wait for pod transmission. That sounds like quite fast. I still don't have any sniper ammo. That's very bad. I'll take cover behind the thing we're trying to recover. Yeah? Cool. Come at me. Wow.
Here they come.
Yeah, wow, this... I don't think this gun is nearly as good as I remember it being. God, I love the way your firebombs seek enemies. Anything to save me from actually having to aim competently. When you just hold this at charge, that's a really weird animation. It do waggle. That was a weird physics glitch, but it worked in our favour, so I'm not going to question it. Okay, see, when the Acolyte works, that was great. But overall, I think I could love this gun more.
To catch our breath.
Cool, is there any ammo around here? Yes, James, you box, we get it.
Has the life pod ended stasis mode?
We're almost there!
If anybody's low, there's a Cerberus supply cache in the building next door.
Okay.
I can lay down a singularity to block enemy access.
Ah, yes, there. Thermal clips, give them to me.
Heavy mech, don't let it get close!
That's large. Seems like something I could use a harpoon gun for. And also I should not face tank rockets, have I not learned that yet? Shepard, are you seriously doing the gun dance at a time like this? Actually, no, I think just this is a, in general, terrible place to take cover. James, move. So, Cerberus have mechs now, so, you know, they have some degree of cool going for them. But on the other hand, they're the Nazis, so... Wow, way to just combat roll past cover, that was so helpful, Shepard. Why did you just shoot, like, to the right when I shot you from in front? A full-on Mortal Kombat head explosion there, good job.
There, you can open the life pod now.
I mean, frankly, I'm amazed Cerberus have... you can see why they'd need to use mind control. I'm amazed they've got this many people when their main opposition is a heavily armed zombie with a harpoon gun. Like, I wouldn't get in the way. Clank.
There, you've got it. Guys. It may take him some time to fully regain consciousness.
But on the other hand, he's alive! Or it may not. And then he killed us. Didn't exactly nail the dismount though. 50,000 years, you think you could have put more preparation into it than that?
Be careful, he's confused.
Disappoint.
Remember, it's been 50,000 years for us, but for him, it's only been...
a few minutes!
No, the bunker is falling. There is no other option.
There are pods online! Those soldiers are still alive!
Their sacrifice will be honored in the coming Empire. Preparing neutron bombardment. Get to your life pod now.
Yes, but I imagine muscle atrophy is stopped by stasis. The fact that it's just stasis. It works because it does. We're not going to say why. I mean, we generally say all biotic things are just by manipulating mass. Stasis, like, that's not a thing that you'd be able to do just by manipulating mass on things, you'd think, but here we are. Biotics is space magic. Deal with it.
The bunker is secure. Commander traffic.
He has a name.
A few hundred people. How am I to rebuild an empire from that?
Further adjustments may be necessary. The neutron purge compromised the facility.
Clarify.
Sensors are damaged. Automated reactivation is not an option. You'll remain in stasis until a new culture discovers this bunker. This may lead to a power shortage.
Do not shut off more pods. I need the few that are left.
Power needs will be triaged appropriately. You will be the voice of our people.
I will be more than that. How many others?
Just you. You can understand me?
Yes. Now that I have read your physiology, your nervous system, enough to understand your language.
So you were reading me while I was seeing...
Our last moments. Our failure.
I mean, that's not really how nerves or language work, but sure.
Your people did everything
Speaking as somebody who knows things about neurolinguistics.
And I could use some of that commitment now.
Shepard, whatever you did got Cerberus interested.
Asari. Human. I'm surrounded by primitives.
It's not safe here.
Well, screw you too.
Will you join us?
You fight the Reapers?
Yes.
Then we will see.
A living Prothean.
Yep.
That's correct, Admiral. But he's not quite what we expected.
Commander, our scientists barely understand what they need to do here. If the Prothean can help us construct this device, we need his cooperation.
Understood, Admiral.
We're losing colonies faster than we can evacuate. We've never seen a force like the Reapers.
He has, Admiral.
Can he help us?
I intend to find out.
Good. Cerberus slipped up and gave us a new weapon. Don't let it go to waste. Hack it out.
Shepard, I need you down in the port cargo hold. It's about our new guest.
I'm on my way.
Yeah, I can do that. Alright, just warp us there.
What's the problem?
I've tried to make the room more accommodating, but they're not letting me talk to him.
Apologies, Doctor. Contact protocol with a new species. Assume hostility. We had to dust off the regulations.
But he's not new.
Kubrick's there with 8 pupils at once.
At ease. I don't think our guest will be a problem.
I'm basing this on my protocol of I'm Commander Shepard and you'll shut the hell up.
That depends on you. I can sense fear in you.
Tell he's special
Anxiety
because his space
and
magic
distress.
is green.
The Reapers are winning.
What do you mean, you sense?
All life provides clues for those who can read them. It is in your cells, your DNA. Experience is a biological marker.
Question mark, but sure.
Then what exactly did I experience back on Eden Prime? That was a hell of a flashback.
The battle left its own mark on me. I communicated this to you. It can work both ways.
Like your beacons.
I don't know if Protheans are fashy so much as imperialistic.
Yes. Which?
And also, like, I don't know how much of that... Hey, remember the slideshow of unpleasantness? You don't know how much of that is just because...
Our destruction, our warnings.
You're just seeing it through the lens of Javik, who is an angry fighting man.
The Reapers, human?
It's Commander. And nobody could understand your warnings. The beacon nearly killed me.
And something else did kill me.
Then communication is still primitive in this cycle.
We pieced together what we could, and used it to stop a Reaper invasion 3 years ago.
Then the extinction was delayed.
Now we have your plans for the device. We're going to build it.
Device?
The weapon your people were working on. I'd hoped you could tell us how to finish it.
We never finished it. It was too late.
Then I take it you don't know anything about the catalyst.
No. I was a soldier, not a scientist. Skilled in one art: killing.
What was your mission?
Among my people, there were avatars of many traits: bravery, strength, cunning, A single exemplar for each.
Which are you?
The embodiment of vengeance. I am the anger of a dead people, demanding blood be spilled for the blood we lost. Only when the last Reaper has been destroyed will my purpose be fulfilled. I have no other reason to exist. Those who share my purpose become allies. Those who do not become casualties.
Nothing in our fight against the Reapers has been that cut and dried.
No, Javik will probably never acquire Chell. I don't seem to remember him ever acquiring any
Chell.
Chell.
Will end with your honor intact.
I do.
Stand in the ashes of 1 trillion dead souls and ask the ghosts if honor matters.
That's a good line, though.
This silence is your answer.
We found this at the dig site. I assume it belongs to you.
It is a memory shard.
Could it help us with the device?
No. It contains only pain. But I will help you fight.
Maybe stop keeping around the things that
And
contain
the
only
last
pain?
thing the Reapers hear before they die
Just an idea.
Will be the last voice of the Protheans, sending them to their grave.
If you don't mind, I have a few more questions I'd like to ask.
Here it comes.
He should hang with Grant.
I've written over a dozen studies on your species. I've published in several journals that...
Amusing. Asari have finally mastered writing.
I'm sorry?
Never mind. What do you wish to know?
Yeah, I don't normally do investigates, but let's
there
do
anything
that.
more you can tell us about this device your people were trying to build?
We heard only stories. They said our scientists were constructing a great machine that had the power to defeat the Reapers.
You never saw it?
By that point, the Empire was smashed into pieces. None of us knew what the others were doing.
Well, if we don't finish it soon, the same will be true of us.
We've never seen a species with this sensory ability you have.
It was common among my people, imparting experience through touch, the chemistry of life. Complicated ideas could be absorbed in seconds.
That sounds very useful.
We evolved as hunters. Reading 1,000 details in our environment ensured our survival.
I'm beginning to understand the beacons a bit more.
Later, we developed technology to harness our ability. Information could be stored in certain objects through touch. Memory has its
Sorry,
own
I wasn't
biomarker,
listening to that. I was
its own
distracted by
chemistry,
Shepard's thumb
as
clicking
do
through our
knowledge
upper arm.
and skills. The beacons could remember these things.
Things like Reaper invasions.
Yes, I can still sense the turmoil in you, witnessing the extinction of our empire. The fabric of your being was forever marked that day.
So, could you read something about this room?
Do a trick, do a trick.
There was liquid, a form of incubation.
Yep, this is
The
Grant's old
DNA of
room.
a Krogan who lived here. He was powerful, prone to violence.
I'm impressed. His name was Grunt.
And if he were my enemy, I would have given him a wide berth. There is great strength in his genes.
I'm not even going there.
Liara here would never forgive me
Not
if I didn't
even
ask
going.
you. What was Prothean civilization like?
Yes, I've always wondered, what sort of government did you have, and can you tell me about your religious beliefs, or perhaps the...
We are dead now.
Can you just explain your entire civilization to me right now,
sorry.
okay?
Studying your history has been a lifelong passion of mine.
When I was born, our empire was already at war with the Reapers. The first thing I remember was seeing my planet on fire.
What was your civilization like before the Reaper attack?
We were the dominant race of our cycle. We ruled the galaxy.
My studies indicated you were the only race engaged in space travel at the time. I always found that curious.
We were one empire composed of many subjects. All eventually called themselves Prothean.
Yeah, that's some real
What if
big
they
Rome
didn't want to?
vibes.
They weren't given a choice.
Are you saying you enslaved the other species?
Any could oppose us if they wished. And if they had won, they would have ruled. Many tried. None succeeded.
I had no idea Protheans were so... severe.
It was by necessity. Very early we encountered the dangers posed by machine intelligence. They rebelled against us.
We've had the same problem. They're called Geth.
We could not allow the machines to surpass us. It was decided the only way to win was to unite all organic life within our empire.
Did it work?
For a time. The Metacon War. We were turning the tide. Until the Reapers arrived. Then we understood machines had surpassed us long ago, in ways we could never imagine.
Never meet your heroes, right? Yeah, like I say, it is such a kind of Imperial Roman approach.
Back on Eden Prime, it looked like there were other stasis pods. What happened?
The Empire had fallen, and we knew our cycle was lost. We were the final vanguard, the best soldiers left alive.
So more of you were supposed to survive into this cycle?
Yes. Under my leadership, a new Prothean empire would have arisen. We would have commanded the races of your time to prepare for the next Reaper invasion. But traitors within our ranks, indoctrinated agents, betrayed us, and the Reapers discovered our plan.
Just out of curiosity, how would you have commanded us?
By leaving you no other option. You would have joined our army, or faced the Reapers alone.
We've uncovered quite a few Prothean ruins. Were you observing our ancestors?
Before the war, we cultivated species who showed potential. Eventually, you would have been offered a choice to join the
Shouldn't have that much pause before the word
attacked,
choice.
Ceased all study. We hoped they would see you as too primitive to harvest.
Well,
screw you
thank
too.
you, I think. What can you tell us about your own war with the Reapers?
It went
Many
badly.
of the details were lost. The conflict lasted for centuries. Those that faced the Reapers in the beginning were long dead when I was born. There were memory shards, however, passed down from soldier
even
to
if you're
soldier. They gave us fragments of what happened.
2-kilometer long demon space robot cuttlefish. Conquering an entire galaxy still takes a while.
Why do you think your own cycle lost the war?
What had been our strength, our empire, became a liability. All races conformed to one doctrine, one strategy. The Reapers exploited this. Once they found our weaknesses,
we're just saying
they could not
that
adapt.
you'd
The subservient
enlist
races
all the
became
other
divided
races.
and confused.
That, like
Then,
that.
it was
You're saying
only
this
a
was the
matter of
problem,
time.
but you're also saying
I'm
it was
happy to
your
say
battle
our
plan for
cycle
this
is
cycle.
different. Most races cooperate, but they still remain unique.
Then it may be your only hope.
How did your people wage war against the Reapers?
Attrition. We fought them system by system, planet by planet, city by city. Entire worlds
Also,
were
we had laser
sacrificed
guns.
just to slow the Reapers down. Time they spent harvesting a population was time we could regroup.
That must have cost you in the long run.
Well, yeah, we lost
Yes.
the war. What do you think?
Our own people would be indoctrinated, converted, then turned against us. But there was no choice. Mercy is not a weapon. It is a weakness.
Several years ago, we found a Prothean VI that called itself Vigil on the planet Ilos. He was the caretaker of a research project.
During my life, Ilos was only a rumor. It was said we had cities there, built on the ruins of a civilization before us, the Inusanon. If our scientists did have a research facility, whatever they were doing was secret.
Yes, Vigil said they wiped all traces of themselves from the records so the Reapers couldn't find them.
The scientists eventually went into cryogenic stasis.
More of my people survived?
No. But they did stop the Reapers from taking control of the Citadel in this cycle. It delayed their invasion.
I never saw the Citadel. It was captured long before I was born.
Well, this has been an enlightening chat.
Thank you for talking with me. I never imagined actually meeting a Prothean.
This has been amusing.
Oh?
To discover the most primitive races of my time now rule the galaxy. The Asari, the humans, the Turians.
There's also the Solarians.
The lizard people evolved.
I believe they're amphibian.
They used to eat flies.
Bold of you to assume they don't still.
Commander, you may count on me. I am known as Javik, though I still need time to recover. The shock has not worn off yet.
I understand. This must be a hell of an experience for you. We're just glad to have you aboard, Javik.
Mission complete. And we unlocked his laser gun. And this room is really misty. Presumably this is what he breathes. Okay, I'll leave him alone. We'll go and talk to everyone else on the ship. You know the drill. And then we will call that stream. I'll even talk to Adams.
Need anything, Commander?
No, nothing.
Carry on,
to say,
Adams.
Phil.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Good talk.
Crew member.
You mean the biggest story in 50,000 years that I can in no way talk about?
So you have seen him. Just wondering.
Hi, Diana.
You know, in the old days, they didn't have automat on cameras. Reporters had to cake on the makeup.
Okay, thanks. Good talk. That's... Clearly you are going to be the Kasumi of this playthrough, where you just sit there and throw occasional lines at me.
Don't you dare. They're everywhere. You just get taken too. I can't just sit here doing nothing. Stay with me. Run. Get out of there. You can make it. No, I can't, Steve. But you can. Promise me. I love you. But I know you. Don't make me an anchor. Promise me, Steve. No, don't.
Well, this is awkward. Hi.
I'm coming to get you. I love you. But I know you. Don't make me an anchor. Promise me, Steve. No, don't.
Well, we do just get
Commander.
into everyone's deep personal problems
Didn't see you
right
there.
off the bat.
This is a recording from Ferris Fields. Months ago. I lost a lot of friends that day. I lost my husband. I grieved. Said goodbye, made my peace.
You were talking with him when the collectors hit?
I was organizing construction at a remote station a few clicks south of the main colony. Robert managed to get outside of the field the collectors put up. Instead of running, he called me.
I'm sorry for your loss. He obviously cared a lot about you.
He was afraid I wouldn't let go. But for him, I moved on. Or at least I thought I had. Then the invasion hits, there's no time. And the one thing I grab is this. I mean, what's the point of moving on with your life when everything is going to hell?
Start thinking that way and we've already lost.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a familiar question right now.
Well, to be honest,
yeah.
I've never felt as alone as I do right now.
You're not alone, Steve. I'm here. Anytime you need me.
I appreciate that, Shepard, I really do. But don't worry, Commander. When I'm in that pilot seat, I'm there 100%. I won't fail you. It's just the downtime between missions that's hard, you know?
I know.
Like I say, first canonically gay character in Mass Effect, yeah. Backstory based entirely on queer trauma? No. But I have a cool Prothean laser gun now. This is all just adding numbers, yeah. Anything new I can buy? No, that's literally the opposite to the button I wanted. I can afford the Inferno armor, but I don't care. And I can't remotely afford those. I should probably go talk to James, see if he decides he wants to punch us again. Hi, James.
Hey again. What's up?
No, just...
I'll talk to you later.
You bet.
To the crew deck. To the wall. Okay, that... I That reference came out just before I remembered that we would actually spawn in right in front of the memorial wall. Now that felt in bad taste. Anything in here? No? Anything in here? Nope. Anything in here? Other than the poker table that we now have and the weird pod couch. Nothing going on in the mess. Let's go on
Dr.
totally
Tassoni found useful information in the data you recovered, Commander.
Awesome. Love me some useful information. Ah, yes. Right, yes, this is what Intel's about, isn't it? So this is a thing we found in one system. To avoid the risk of indoctrination, remote drones have been sent to study the salvage remains of a Reaper destroyer. The drones can dig under the outer hull, scanning circuits for technology that will increase the speed at which tech, biotic, and combat abilities can be fired. Alternatively, the Council has offered a Citadel-wide merchant discount for choosing the safer option and demolishing the remains. So yes, all of these intels you will have a choice, so I can have power recharge speed plus 5%. I mean, my cooldown is already pretty solid, or a 5% store discount everywhere. Yes. So yeah, basically just gives you an upgrade tree as a whole thing. Oh, we have new things. Prothean Notes 2186, which is now entry 1. The things this Prothean must have seen. If they had the technology to preserve someone for over 50,000 years, that shouldn't be hyphenated. No wonder they were capable of building things like the device on Mars. I must give him some time to get his bearings, but goddess, when will we get another chance to learn so much about their civilization? Attached notes on Prothean. Maybe don't treat people like research subjects, just saying. Hi, Liara. I'm not totally sure this is how your screens are meant to work. Just flipping entirely round as soon as I face to the left. This feels like it might be glitched, because I seem to remember they're meant to just kind of follow you around so they keep a curved panorama. But not that you just turn to the left and they all immediately go away.
Hello again, Shepard.
Hi, Liara.
What have you been up to since we last saw each other?
Since you helped me defeat the Shadow Broker, I started looking for defenses against the Reapers. The Protheans were the only ones with substantial information on them. The older civilizations barely had records. I knew the elusive man was hunting for the same thing when our agents began crossing paths.
Like on Mars.
I thought I'd covered my tracks, but he had surveillance there all along.
We'll talk later, Liara.
Of course.
And by talk, I mean... there's no one interested in any of these rooms. Back to the CIC. Okay. I just saw that message on the subtitles. Didn't actually hear Sam say it. Hi, Sam.
These poor colonists on Eden Prime. First the Geth attack, now Cerberus. For what it's worth,
are you okay?
Our new crew member doesn't need a translator himself, but he shared a Prothean language tutorial program. It was apparently designed for servant races being inducted into the Empire. Charming cultural clue.
Sam? Are you okay? Have you been possessed?
Commander?
That didn't answer my question. I'm going to back away. And an alert. New article on Eden Prime. From Alliance News Network Information Partners. Alliance officials confirm a local resistance movement has successfully pushed Cerberus forces off Eden Prime. Yeah, because we gave them all the stuff. Cerberus attacked Eden Prime for reasons that remain unclear officially, and set up facilities to occupy the colony. But after constant attacks from the united populace, Cerberus troops retreated. Alliance officials are sending in evacuation transports now to get colonists off-world before Reaper forces reach the colony. We owe this victory to the Alliance, Resistance leader Edward Crabbe said in a prepared statement. The people of Eden Prime have always been ready to fight, but Alliance Intel gave us the tools we needed to push those Cerberus bastards off our planet. Many Resistance fighters have said they plan to enlist to support the Alliance. See, we did a thing. That's so much of the loop of this game, is just, you find a thing, it increases your war assets. Just every little bit of everything you find can go towards your war assets and make that number go up, because that's the most important thing in this entire game, is making that number go up. The number is now 495, because we picked up, we got an update to these, Engineering Team Zeta, and we picked up the Shanghai. We have 100 from support from Eden Prime now that we got rid of Cerberus on it, because we're awesome. Oh, and the Naval Exploration Flotilla, that's fun. And these Prothean data files. Anything in the comms room? No, probably not, there never is. Okay. Right, we have overrun quite a bit, but I mean I started late, and it's fine. This seems like a reasonable place to end for today. Oh, we have skill points to spend. 7? God, we get these so quickly. What do I actually use? I guess I could put a point to tactical cloak. What can I get? Long duration or long damage bonus? I used the damage bonus. Sure, why not? Okay. Now we're actually done. So, yeah, that's going to be our stream for today. Just remains for me to say thanks to everyone who's come and watched. Thanks to everyone who's hung around to the end. Thanks for all the raid and sub and all of that shebang. Don't know why that was the filler now my body went for, but here we are. So, let's do the wrap-up. If you're watching this, you know where to find me, but just in case, this is twitch.tv/Serasent, SERASENT. You'll see it on the title cards in a minute. Come, give us a follow, subscribe if you desperately want to, but obviously no pressure. I am streaming I keep wanting to say we are streaming, it's very much just me. I'm streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 PM GMT, that's 9 AM Eastern, 6 Pacific, other time zones are available. And I'm just working my way through the whole Mass Effect trilogy, started in like December, and we're already on the 3rd one, so other games will follow after this, but we've got a whole lot of game here still. If you miss anything and want to catch up, the VODs are mostly still on my Twitch. But for everything else, you can go to my YouTube, which is also Serasent. The entirety of the first 2 games, the VODs are up there. Mass Effect 3 VODs will start going up there once I solve some slight hardware issues. It's fine. Yep. If you need any updates on the stream, or me, or any of my just ramblings and retweeting of bad jokes, the best place to find me is on Twitter at Waruce, WARUCE. And that, I believe, is everything, and actually delivered with me not forgetting any important parts of that wrap-up, which almost definitely means I've forgotten an important part of this wrap-up. But it's all good, because this is not actually important. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to go away, and yeah. Love you all, thanks for having you here, and goodbye.